Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on YouTube, join our cult. Hello and welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. You're listening to dulcet tones of Maffew, joined as always by the pit pony of wrestling, the man who's making sure the minds of wrestling are still functioning as they're supposed to, Mr. Ross Tweddell. And he is accompanied by the little canary in the cage, letting us know that wrestling's still alive. When he stops tweeting, we'll start greeting. That's right, it's Jack the Jobber. How the hell are you doing, Ross?
I'm all right, Maffew. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. You can tell I put a lot of work in that intro.
I bet you've made a precedent for yourself now, and it's got to stick. The pressure's going to mount week on week on week, and it's how you come up with new things each week is going to be the big test from here on out.
It's good. I need something to keep the brain active, because the rest of the time it's just watch TV, think, GIF, and that's it. Speaking of which, Jack, how are you doing this week?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. What can I say? It's the Rumble. Exciting times are ahead. And then we'll be hurtling along the road to WrestleMania. So, I mean, it's happy days. Never mind that we're all locked down. Never mind that we can't see our friends and our family. Because there's 30 people about to chuck each other over the top row. So I couldn't be happier, Matthew.
Yeah. And the good news is that they are managing to have 30 or so people in these matches. I think there's a lot of people worried that, well, what if one of those people has COVID and it's like, oh, it doesn't matter. It's all fake.
There's a soundbite for somebody to clip.
Exactly. Good. Don't worry, we'll give you much, much more fodder for the clipping as we go along. Let's start off with the big news that everyone is talking about that's going to change how wrestling is perceived in North America. Genre-defining thing for WWE. And that is the news, of course, that Devon Dudley is gay.
Right.
Okay, don't worry, there's an explanation coming. All right, so I enjoyed this. We're doing a little Earthbound stream, and everyone came in and said, have you heard the news, Maffew? I went, what news? The Devon Dudley news. I went, what Devon Dudley news? Oh, God, he's not dead, is he? He went, no. He's come out. I went, get out. Get away, mate. He's got kids. I'm like, all right, let's have a look. Devon Dudley got annoyed with Fightful. So he got annoyed with Sean Ross Sapp and his little minions, taking things he'd said in interviews and used them as headlines. Stuff about him being possibly injured and him possibly wanting to possibly have sex with Stephanie McMahon. So Devon went, I've had enough of these shenanigans. So he did in his little Table Talk, I believe, podcast. He went, well, I also came out the closet in that same interview, but no one gave any quotes of that. I'm going to be on RuPaul's Drag Race, but no one said anything about that. The thing about saying things like that on podcast and print means that normal news sites got a hold of it. And according to Yahoo News and Pink News, two unreliable news sources, Devon Dudley for a few hours was officially gay. So well done Devon Dudley for coming out the closet despite the libs or whatever plan that was. So
he's worked himself into a shoot there, hasn't he?
Yes, because they spent the next few hours on Twitter going, I'm not, this has just not worked. I'm sorry.
Egg on face. Fantastic.
Yeah. I had the idea of all the other news source places coming together and just not report any of the tweets saying that he's not. So we control what you are. But no, of course, I'm being stupid. I just like seeing wrestlers fall flat on their face. Sometimes it happens every day for some of them. No, the big news is, of course, NBC's Peacock streaming service is now adding WWE Network to their thing. How this is going to work properly is something that we don't care about because it's only an American thing. But the main thing is, to take away from this, WWE has once again landed an enormous financial deal for what is going to amount to $1 billion over several years.
It's going quite well for them.
Fantastic. Keep on falling upwards, Vince. What do you think of this, Jack?
Again, it's not really affecting us, so I've not been too read up on it, I suppose. From what I can tell, Peacock is like 4 on demand or something like that. It's like a BBC iPlayer. It's like a network's on-demand service. So does that mean that suddenly all the American network subscribers are gonna log on one day and they'll be like all the episodes of Friends or whatever? Like, is that
it's The Office, isn't it? It's The Office they share a network with now.
Right. Oh, fair enough. I don't really know. Seems a bit strange because for years WWE wanted the network to be their own thing, and now suddenly it's not again. But I suppose Vince cares about making money, so he's made some money. Yeah.
Yeah, I read that they hired a new guy to replace Michelle and the other fella in those positions, those jobs that Michelle and the other fella have. And this new fella, I've forgotten his name. Was it somebody Khan?
It might have been somebody Khan, yeah.
Yeah,
maybe.
whoever this new guy is, he's just taken whatever direction Michelle and the other guy wanted to take the network in and just flipped it 180 and took it the other way and sold it for a massive amount of money. Therefore, probably keeping himself a job for life now with Vince McMahon for earning him that much money in such a short space of time. More power to them. Hopefully they invest the money on, just keeping the wrestlers employed and stuff during a global pandemic and stuff, instead of recording these profits and then releasing a few of them saying we've got to cut back a bit here, things are a bit tight, damn it. So yeah, I don't know, good for them.
Oh, good for WWE. Another $1 billion to be assured about, and another great financial stake in the company. They also announced that they're not going to be supplying COVID vaccines to the roster. They'll have to get that themselves.
Did they?
Yeah.
Word.
I'm sorry to bring up again another video, but Meltzer on that Straight to Hell I did with him, he said that the people in the office get health insurance in Stamford, Connecticut for WWE. So do they get their COVID vaccines through the company, and do the wrestlers who are breaking their bodies not? I hope not. I hope that's not the case, but it sounds like it might be.
God, you've got to be annoyed, haven't you, if you're a wrestler?
I might as well get the COVID news put together. Arn Anderson announced that he had COVID, despite getting tested numerous times and passing it every time, which is terrifying to think about. Like, well, let me do 3 tests. They all said negative. Oh, okay. And he still had it. And apparently it was quite grim. He couldn't eat or drink, and he was having hallucinations, and that's when people knew something was up. Where he looked up and saw, like, things, stalagmites or stalactites from the ceilings.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a horrible thing to worry about if you go. I think feel bad. Let me take this test 3 times.
Well, maybe he took it. Maybe it was later on. I don't know. I'm hoping it was anyway.
Presumably he's all right because he was on AEW Dynamite, about a yard away from Cody. So.
Yeah, he seems all right now, which is good because I like On. Don't want him to be ill.
No. Triple H.
Don't want anyone to be ill. Sorry, I'm just sounding like I'm.
Yeah, go on, Jack. Name the wrestlers who you would like to be ill. Who would you like to catch COVID?
No, I just particularly like On.
Jack's wrestlers of the week in brackets that he wants to get COVID. Triple H's YouTube channel has returned, but only if you have a Mexican IP address. Is it the same situation as Triple H's Facebook, which all seems to have to do with the ongoing AAA FMV lawsuit? FMV claims to have exclusive rights to anything AAA outside of Mexico, but FMV believes they're owed any money generated by AAA. So AAA has responded by refusing to generate any money outside of Mexico.
Are you saying Mexico ironically there, or are you?
No, we've been through this. That's how you're supposed to say Mexico. Mexico.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Arriba la raza. Olale. Let me speak on this. So yeah, there we go. The AAA news that only I care about. Just cutting the financial support to spite the face. And what else do we news? Pentagon Jr. probably out of wrestling. He doesn't talk about his injuries much, apparently. So when we saw him get beat up on AEW Dynamite, I wasn't paying attention to this, but then I went online and everyone was laughing at it. The guy that Gallows Anderson beat up was not him.
Right.
That's why you saw him for like 3 seconds, and it was a guy with a mask. Did have the glove on and stuff like that. So that's why they're doing the match at Beach Break. We'll get into that later on. And in weird news to end, shout out to Tom Callan 16 and any others who are writing essays for their media studies courses and are covering podcasts. And are deciding to do it about Cultaholics podcast.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. What?
Isn't that amazing? That for media studies now in 2021, podcasts are now a proper enough thing for the people to study. You can realise the impact they can have.
What on earth could you possibly deduce from this podcast? We have a clear target market. We have a clear demographic to appeal to, and we do anything but on this podcast. Yeah. Here's how not to podcast, the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
Yeah, so best of luck explaining the concept of diddlers to some teacher. And I think that's a good strategy, because if your lecturer is unfamiliar with the podcast, then you can write what you like. They go, actually, Jack never said that. Jack only implied that wrestler was a good wrestler. They never said that. No, C-. See me after the class.
That's the thing with a teacher, isn't it? Presumably there's going to be 30-odd people in this class. is the teacher or the lecturer going to then have to check out all of the podcasts mentioned in all of the essays?
You're right.
I don't know, because I thought this when I was doing my dissertation, because it was English literature, and I thought, surely they're not going to have read every text that everybody's written on for their dissertation. So I don't really understand how it works. If anyone out there is or is related to somebody who has marked, theses and dissertations and stuff like that, or essays, please let us know. I'm genuinely curious about that. Do you have to read do you have to be familiar with all the material that's talked about?
Yeah. Do what Jack says.
I thought Maffew was trying to think of a pun.
Nah, I got nothing.
Oh, right.
And then a bunch of old wrestlers said all wrestler things because they're from a different generation. And that was the news this week.
Right,
Big
so
week,
we're
eh?
just
Massive
brushing.
week.
Is that the Undertaker stuff? We're just
Undertaker, Goldberg today. It's, you pesky kids. In my day, we had to run 3 miles just to be allowed in the locker room. Blah, blah, blah.
In my day, we had guns and knives.
In my day, if we had a problem, we'd kill them in Puerto Rico. Oh, I miss those days. Just saying.
Now you're playing your video games and that.
Playing your video games and your Nintendo 64s.
Being nice to each other. Pathetic.
I'm just going to put it out there, right? A locker room without the steroids and the drugs and a video controller here or there might just be a bit better. Might just be a bit of a safer place, a nicer place to be.
Maybe.
Well, wait, you guys would know. I was about to say, well, you wouldn't know, but you guys were in the locker room for WCPW.
Aye, Prince Amin was shooting up that crack cocaine every time he got, wasn't he?
Joke.
It was remarked upon by some of the wrestlers at the time that our locker room was very nice, apparently. So that's good. So we didn't see any drama or anything. The most juicy thing that ever happened was the sort of things like for example, Cody pretending that he was legitimately annoyed at Prince Amin for tweeting about Brandy, and then blanking him all day, and then at the end of the day saying, "I'm only joking, mate." It was really funny.
Yeah, there was no knives or guns or anything, but there were a few other weapons.
What? A
few other weapons, but a different connotation
I
of the word weapon.
Oh, I see.
I've tried to make it funny there, and no one's reacted. I feel like Maffew.
Saved it, well done.
I should point out.
Don't make fun of Maffew.
I should point out that Cody and Amin's pretend little rivalry did lead to Amin versus Brandy, one of the most pivotal matches in WCPW history.
One of the finest backstage interactions I ever saw. Out the corner of my eye was because during that match, Prince Amin does a spot where he grabs Brandy on the chesticle, and that was suggested by Cody, which I just thought was very magnanimous of the man.
Cody's an actor. Actors get off with each other on screen all the time, don't they? So you've got to be all right with that sort of thing, presumably.
Obviously, Brandy was fine with it too. It wasn't you're good. Oh, that might have to get cut out.
No, she was totally all right with it as well. Yeah. Jesus.
And that was the news.
Oh, dear God.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame!
And now it's time for the Hall of Fame. In condescending order from last week, Le Brock, as the Frenchies call him, the Brock. One night, 8%.
I'm really disappointed in that. I've seen 8%. I've seen quite a lot of interaction about that Hall of Fame. People were tweeting me saying they'd listen to the song, check out these other ones of a similar genre, Jack. Seemed like there was a lot of engagement with that Hall of Fame pick, and then it comes back in at 8%. That's really, really disappointing. I'm really let down, actually.
Little Tom's writing that down for his essay. Well, this shows that Jack's crowd is not getting smaller, it's getting more selective.
Yeah.
Oh, it's close, though, for second and first. Ross's FIFA 21 Twitch streams every Friday at 6 p.m. GMT and Sundays too. XOXO, it says here. 44%. Anna Pachiti's train leader, 48%. Oh.
Right, well, those numbers don't add up. Those numbers don't add up at all. Shenanigans are afoot.
I can send you a screenshot of the Patreon if you want. They're always just copied and pasted straight from there.
plus. Oh no! Wait, I think they do.
Go on, Jack. Go on.
It is often the
Feed
thing.
the hamster in the wheel.
It is often a thing on the pot where you copy and paste it from Patreon. The numbers just don't add up. It's a common thing. But yeah, they're always just copy and paste it straight from there because the Hall of Fame doesn't really matter that much to me.
Well, it does to me, and I'm livid. I'm absolutely livid.
What a thing to say on the podcast.
I'm distraught actually.
If there was prizes, I'm a prize fighter. There's no prizes.
The board, the big flashy board that comes up.
We don't get to keep it. We don't even get a downloadable PDF of it. We get nothing. This needs to change. A trophy or something needs to be awarded at the end of the year.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. Whoever gets the most Hall of Fame picks
should get a prize. A luxury spa day.
Oh, what a punishment video that'll be. Right now, I'm well ahead of everybody, so I'm like, oh no, my one punishment video. Oh no, cucumbers on the eyes. Anyway, Adam Pacienti's train leader, 48%. I'm happy to have won, even if not everyone else is. And I'm very happy this week, because the last few weeks has been, well, nothing's happened. Let's look at Cultaholic Law. Oh, it's Pacienti and his weirdness. This week, thankfully, something came along. Something prestigious, something magnificent. And that is the -1 on commentary for AEW Dark. That's right. Brody Jr., or -1, as I kept on calling him, because that's what I say when I see that symbol.
Well, we're British.
Number. Right. And yeah, he's been doing a lot of stuff on AEW Dark. Some of it's just like nice, and he's hitting somebody with a Singapore cane. It's like, oh, all right. They just let him go wild. They gave that lad a little can of Coke before the thing and just go crazy, lad, go crazy. And he's supporting his big lad in the Dark Order, doing big lad stuff in the ring. And he just kept on telling Excalibur to shut up. Which is funny. He's like, all right, yeah, be quiet, Excalibur. But then Taz just cracking up right next to him, and the camera's like just showing all of it on AEW Dark. Great production, by the way. And then later on, when number 10 is battering the other dude, and out of nowhere, the little band just goes, oh, this is what hell looks like. And again, cracking up Taz and Excalibur. You end up watching WWE for so long and seeing these robots, these automatons, basically like, tonight, the Royal Rumble is happening at the Thunderdome, that they stop being real people. I think the biggest criticism of Michael Cole for so many years is that I don't think you're real. You're just a .exe at this point. And then switching over to AEW Dark and seeing real commentators react normally, inhumanly, to a kid rinsing them. Oh, magnificent. Loved it. So, -1, -1, however you want to say it. His commentary for the Hall of Fame.
It's a good pick. That's solid pick.
What obscure song do you have for us this week, Jack?
No. I'm worried that Ross is going to pick this one as well, so I'm sorry if you...
No, you don't have the same as mine this week. I've got a backbone to retrieve with my pick for the Hall of Fame this week.
It's all right, Jack. He doesn't care about winning.
My pick is Pac's use of Billy Big Bollocks on AEW Dynamite this week, because it's a term we've heard a lot in the Northeast. It's a term we use on this podcast sometimes, and it's one of those things that we talk about that I think a lot of our viewers might, especially ones from overseas, might be like, what on earth is that? I've seen a lot of people, because Ross uses the word a lot on his videos, and I've seen a lot of Americans and people from different countries assume that we're saying bullocks, as in the plural of bullock, as in a bull. We're not. We're saying bollocks, which is a slang term for testicles. Now, Pac using this on Dynamite has exposed this term, Billy Big Bollocks especially, has exposed this term to just a whole new audience. And I wonder what they're gonna think of it. Aubrey Edwards, the referee, tweeted it, Billy Big Bollocks. What does she think that means? Has it been explained to her? So I can't wait, from Pac's growing influence, for different Northeastern slang terms to start just cropping up. I tweeted, for example, that I want Sting to call Taz a pure dafty, and just stuff like that. I think it'll be really good going forwards. So for what it's done for the scene, for the region, I'm going to nominate Pac's use of Billy Big Bollocks, and the way he said it as well. Billy Big Bollocks. That's really good.
I mean, you're right, Jack, because you've got to do the swagger as well. The idea is your bollocks, not bullocks, your bollocks are so big that you have to swagger around because of the girth. So,
like Randy on South Park when he's got them in a wheelbarrow.
Yes. Yes, exactly like that.
Walking around like that.
So you have to go. You can't just say you're walking around like Billy, but you have to do them. Walk around like Billy Big Bollocks.
Like Billy Big Bollocks.
Magnificent. And I hope people aren't going to hear this and think, wow, is that one of like his old tag guys? Is he going to come in? Team with in Dragon Gate, packing Billy Big Bollocks. So yeah, no, I love that. And I also loved the Combi TV. Magnificent. Straight out of the high street on Shield Road.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's a good pick, Jack. I would pick that one. But wait, no, I better not pick yet. Ross, what have you got for us?
I don't think mine's going to win this week, but I need to do it for the sake of my own integrity. Because on our Royal Rumble watch-along stream, it was on Sunday, I got a surprise McDonald's off my girlfriend. It was a lovely surprise. She got me a chicken select meal just to see me through the rest of the night. I was very appreciative of that. And obviously the chat comments were going, Kayla for the Hall of Fame, Kayla for the Hall of Fame. She's done a nice thing, get her in the Hall of Fame. And I stupidly sat there and went, no, I'm not going to nominate her for the Hall of Fame. Nobody wants to see any of us be soppy about our partners on the podcast. Don't be stupid. I'm trying to be self-aware here. And I saw upwards of maybe 2 or 3 comments saying, where's the effect of Ross? You're pathetic. Ross, how could you put your love below the common consensus of the viewers and not getting a bit of stick in the comments? So I've seen those couple of comments. So I'm going to nominate Kayla. That's what I'm going to put on the Patreon thing. Kayla, my good lady, as Tom Campbell would say, for the Hall of Fame. I love her very much. She's the best thing that ever happened to us. And most importantly of all, she got me a chicken select meal on Sunday. So out of sheer spite, Twitch people, Kayla for the Hall of Fame. You can vote for these at patreon.com/cultaholic. We'll swiftly move on for the rest of the podcast.
No, wait. He's trying to move on. This is left field. I mean, I'm you're gonna win, first of all, but I'm quite shocked. And I reckon the sheer brazenness of this is actually going to stop the comments from being negative about this. I think they're actually going to be like, fair play. Yeah, right. Because you've just been
ruthless. These people that watch us, they're ruthless.
You've just been so balls out with it. I think that
Pretty big bollocks.
That I think nominating your own girlfriend like Billy Big Bollocks. I think that's going to work. It's a risk, but I think it's going to work. That's big moves this week. Quite a strategic Hall of Fame segment, actually. Matthew's gone for the sentimental one, as per. Ross going Billy Big Bollocks, and me literally going for Billy Big Bollocks. So there we go.
That's right, Jack. I like Ross's Devon Dudley approach to things. Wow, put my girlfriend in the Hall of Fame despite the dirt sheets. That's right, you tell him, Ross. No, Kayla, I can't put you in. It'll ruin the integrity of the podcast selection for the Hall of Fame.
No, I just tried to second guess the viewership, thinking they don't want to see me sat here getting all soppy and that. So they told me I was wrong. So since you told me I was wrong, I'm going to say things in a very brazen manner back at you. 2 or 3 people who called me pathetic and stuff.
Problem is, if I sheepishly come along next week and then nominate my girlfriend for the Hall of Fame, we'll know that she's watched the podcast and threatened to come up and gone, well, why am I not nominated for the Hall of Fame? So it's going to lead to, I know, there's going to be a ripple effect here.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I know. But
and then I'll have to nominate one of my dog pictures.
But thankfully, she doesn't watch the content. So specifically not my videos. She said she watches other videos on the channel, but she can't watch mine, which I find odd.
I have that. Kayla doesn't watch WTF moments.
Right, this is weird, isn't it?
But then I always have a go to saying, you never watch me, so what's the crack there? Like, and she goes, I do watch you, Ross. I watch the podcast. I watch the pictures. Oh, the other videos when with somebody else, you probably like more. I see how it is.
Oh, God. What a strange phenomenon.
Yeah.
What a strange thing.
That was awesome. Well, what a murderer's row of Hall of Fame picks we have this week. Makes a nice change because it's been slim picking some weeks this year. Wow. 2 go of them. The negative ones commentary on AEW Dark. Billy Big Bollocks.
Pac's use of Billy Big Bollocks.
I think it's just Billy.
I've just got written down Pac's Billy Big Bollocks.
Yeah.
Billy Pax. Because he is the definition of swagging around like Billy Big Bollocks because he just wears that attire when he showed up at the AEW press conference was just his gear.
Billy Big Bollocks.
Billy Big Bollocks. The flotation device, that's what we got there. And of course, Ross's beautiful girlfriend, the provider of chicken selects, Layla.
Layla?
Oh, God. I'm thinking of the song. Sorry, Kayla.
That could be an all-time podcast moment, that. If we were in person, that would have been an all-timer.
Layla, but with a K.
Yeah, Layla K, the Hall of Fame. Sorry, Ross. And you can vote for those Hall of Fame picks. One of them, typos and all, by going to patreon.com/Cultaholic.
I'll beat you up if you disrespect it like that again, Maffew.
I think I was waiting for that. No, I'm sorry, no respect.
This is This Week in the Wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
This week in wrestling. Start with SmackDown, aka The Good Show. Reigns and Heyman open the show. Roman says Owens isn't going to be here tonight because he says so. Adam Pearce comes out and is torn apart on the mic by Roman. Heyman laughs, haha, which Pearce doesn't like. With Roman's encouragement, Heyman challenges Pearce for the main event of the show. Weird decision. Later, Owens sends in a promo from his car because he wasn't allowed in the building after Roman pulled some strings. He says that's fine and talks about the inspiration he draws from both of his grandfathers. Alright segment. Nice way to segue, which is of course obviously spelled S-E-G-U-E way, into watching SmackDown. Any thoughts there, Jack?
Very, very strange decision by Paul Heyman there, thinking he can beat up Adam Pearce. And I really wanted to see this match happen. And as we'll get on to in a few minutes, I was very disappointed that it didn't. But yeah.
Two fantastic moments from that opening segment. One was Roman Reigns calling. It was within the first 9 minutes of the show. He was calling Adam Pearce a puss. Never did I think I'd see the day on WWE TV of a superstar calling an authoritative figure a puss. And then second of all has to be that Paul Heyman quote. He's like, "What you on about, pal? I'm from New York. I'll whip your ass." Fantastic.
Sami Zayn handcuffs himself to the crowd barrier on the entrance ramp and stays there for most of the show. He frees himself later and attacks Big E and Apollo Crews, ruining their IC title match. I'm assuming by the time this video comes out, there'll be an announcement of a three-way or something for the Rumble.
You know, the little things that AJ Styles likes to talk about in pro wrestling that makes it so good. One of those little things is the 8K camera, because the 8K camera fed into Sami Zayn's conspiracy theories because they blurred him out as soon as they got a bit too far away, as if they were silencing him from afar. Fantastic little detail that probably wasn't meant to be done.
Nice observation, Ross.
Thank you. I got an A level. No, I didn't. I got a GCSE in media studies.
Oh, lovely. Did you look at podcasts back then?
They weren't a thing, I don't think. Back in 2007, I think that GCSE would have been.
Whoa.
Or 8. 2008.
Hang on. Oh, you're older than me. Right, sorry.
Yeah, I'm in the year above you at school.
Aye.
I'm the baby of the year. I was born in August. I don't know where that voice came from.
It's the August voice, I guess. Now, media studies, we were studying all episodes of Rugrats and filming on DV tape. Good times. Billie Kay accidentally cost the Riot Squad in a match with Charlotte, Flair, and Asuka. Backstage, Billie makes up for it by getting Ruby and Liv spots in the Royal Rumble, but they don't forgive her. I'm enjoying Billie Kay trying her best with the Riot Squad.
I think she's been very much underappreciated by Liv Morgan and Ruby Riot, who claimed, they had the gall to claim, the Riot Squad was better before Billie Kay. How dare they? It's just not true, is it? It's just not true.
What? Still can't work out why they got rid of Sarah Logan. I know she's having a baby now and stuff, so fair play to her.
Got released, didn't she?
I know, why did they release her? But think, no, we want 2 of the Riot Squad, but 3, that's can't be justifying that.
It's just these tough financial times during COVID, you know.
I know, WWE, man, they've not seen how little money they're coming in.
And after she seemed to be the one who was going to be the breakout as well, because she did well in the WrestleMania Battle Royal. I think she did all right in one of the Rumbles, and then she just got released.
The hands were tied, Jack. It was
well, yeah, they've got no
terrible.
money. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's alright. I think she's a COVID denier anyway. So.
Oh.
I think she is. I'm pretty sure. I just realised like that. Allegedly. There you go.
God.
But I've noticed some people online taking issues with Charlotte, and maybe it's just because people don't like Charlotte in general. But Charlotte's not really up for selling for some wrestlers, is she? Especially here, Ruby Riott was throwing shots at her, and it's almost like in Pokemon where you throw an attack against a completely different type, and it's just like doesn't even blink.
Charlotte's the strongest and best wrestler, though.
She's
Maffew.
the best wrestler. Better than all the wrestlers.
Yeah, she's like Jimmy King. But Maffew, it's not your fault that you've never lived like she has. It's not her fault that you've never ascended the heights that she has. You don't know what it's like to be a Flair. But I don't know why this tag team match was even on. Why was it not a championship match? Why would, within storyline and kayfabe and all that malarkey, why would the tag team champions just rock up for an exhibition match when presumably they didn't have to?
I don't know. For the winner's purse.
That's right. Well done, Jack. And then the highlight of the show. No, wait, I beg your pardon. Daniel Bryan cuts a promo about the Rumble, but it's interrupted by Cesaro, who says he's going to win on Sunday. He issues an open challenge to anybody cleared for the Rumble, and is answered. You'll never guess. Not in a month of Sundays who answered. That's right, Dolph Ziggler answered, who he beat. Daniel Bryan was commentating on this. He was very polite, was enjoying the show. And Colin Graves liked him, and yeah, just Cesaro looking good, I guess.
This was the first of two promos over Raw and SmackDown where I thought the person cutting the promo is going to win the Rumble. I thought that Daniel Bryan promo was very much the promo that could be inserted like just before WrestleMania in the promo package where we're looking back to before the Rumble and that's what gets played. And I was thinking, wow, he definitely is in the running for the Rumble.
That's possibly true. I think I agree with you, actually. Bryan might win this thing. But if he does, I don't know if I expect him to win at Mania, though. I feel like beating Roman might be too big a stretch. Be a great story either way, though, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice if it happened, though, because these two together will be the return of fake Eric Rowan.
Oh, no.
Finally get that sorted out. And then, and the real highlight of the show, Sasha Banks faces Carmella's sommelier. I'm not going to get that right. The wine dude, Reginald. Was it sommelier?
Sommelier.
Okay, cool. Who turns out to be incredibly agile. Get him in the Rumble. Sasha wins, though, and stares down Carmella afterwards. Yeah, turns out all the Cirque du Soleil talk they've been saying on commentary wasn't just for show. He really can do the flips and the lucha stuff.
Yeah, well, it looked like a dance, so it was bad, you see, because you see with the wrestling, it needs to be like a proper fight, and like it shouldn't look like it's choreographed or anything like that, so this was wrong. This was morally wrong.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. No, it was fantastic.
He refused to sell like the wrestlers of old. I have no idea if Bryan Alvarez liked it or not. It's like doing the voice.
No, it was fantastic.
There's no way Bryan Alvarez liked it.
Are we supposed to believe that a man who carries wine as a gimmick is a trained professional?
Yes.
Sorry, a little burp came up then. I thought I was try and drive over it like a little hump in the road. But yeah, no, I was very impressed by this, and it's the first time we've seen intergender wrestling on WWE TV since, I believe, Nia Jax entered the Rumble that one year and got RKO'd. Could be wrong.
Could be right though as well, Maffew. It sounds right.
Nah, it sounds scary.
No, did what came after Becky and when Corbin hit the end of days on Becky Lynch?
Yes. What are you gonna do about it, you piece of... best Baron Corbin moment ever.
It was fantastic though. Reggie does stuff that no other man could do, and I really do hope he's in the Rumble, mate, because John Morrison and John Morrison and Kofi, and I'm getting the pictures video mixed up in my head now. We just shot the pictures before this, and I've talked about Ricochet there. Yeah, they're all sweating, thinking of what Reggie might do around that ringside area.
Oh, do you think he's going to take the Kofi Kingston spot? He's got that broken jaw.
He has got that broken jaw, so there is a gaping hole there, ready for Reggie to jump in.
I feel like it's going to be Morrison, sadly. I don't think they'll put Reggie in the Rumble, but I hope they do as well.
Yeah. And Bianca Belair beat Bayley in the obstacle course despite Bayley's cheating. I thought this was oddly done because Bayley had to do the obstacle course first, and she had to oh no, I'm really crap, it's really tough. And I got why they were doing it, but I'm like, oh, hey, Bayley, we know you know you're fit.
It's because she had a plan, man. She had a plan. She was banking on Otis squashing Bianca. She was like, I don't have to try here.
These two took ages to do this obstacle course. Yeah. They're jogging down the ramp. They're stopping before obstacles. They're walking. I'm not saying that I could easily do this obstacle course. It would take me far longer, but they're athletes. And
you sounded like Dave Meltzer here, Jack.
Yeah, you realise I'm sounding like Meltzer. I'm very worried about that. Well, the thing with athletics is, the athletics was invented by the Japanese in 1953. All right, cool, Meltzer. It worked well, though, because the payoff made it all worthwhile. Haha, you're not going to carry a little shorty G there. You have to carry big G. I'm talking about the capital letter G. There you go. For Otis. And Becca went, all right, did it. Like it was nothing. And then carried on and won easily. A great way to push Bianca, who is carrying the SmackDown Women's Division like she carried Otis.
Oh.
Symbolism.
And then she dunked over Bailey.
Yes, she did.
But the way that Bailey dribbled that basketball, I reckon she's played a bit before.
She does play. She does.
Does she?
Aye, Instagram on the old stories. You often see her doing a bit of cardio via basketball.
She looked like she knew what she was doing. She looked like she maybe missed it on purpose, yeah.
Or maybe she's just not very good at basketball and doesn't actually know how to play the basketball. And I reckon that Otis, right, he had strings attached to his back and Bianca Belair wasn't actually carrying him. I'm David Meltzer. Davey Meltzer.
That's right.
He's weird sometimes, isn't he?
Yes. Baron Corbin beats Dominic Mysterio with relative ease. He gave him the slam and then he looked at Rey Mysterio at the monitor and goes, and there's nothing you can do about it, you piece of... Yeah, whatever, this happened. And then Heyman comes out for the main event, but pretends to be injured. Who's written this? Pretends to be injured.
Me?
You don't know that. Anyway, Heyman's crippling injury prevents him from getting in the ring and signing checks to ex-ECW talent. So, because he's injured, it says in WWE, card subject to change, like Adam Pearce did last week. Reigns attacks Pearce instead, is about to throw him off the stage, but Kevin Owens makes the save and powerbombs Roman through the announce table. Good times.
That's 2 weeks in a row now. Roman's got his comeuppance. What's going on? Normally he's got all the answers. I'm going to sneeze.
A few years ago, Owens had a last man standing match at the Rumble against Dean Ambrose and then dragged himself to the ring for the Royal Rumble, looking absolutely heroic despite being a heel at the time. Do you think he'll do that again after Roman's battered him at the Rumble?
Yeah, because I don't have 30 people.
Well, yeah. Him and Reggie are the last two. God.
I tell you what, though, can we go back to that Rey Mysterio?
Go on. Sorry, I wasn't sure if there was any thoughts there. Go ahead.
Because last week, obviously, they did that promo where Rey was like, we need to go and find somebody who knows how to beat up Baron Corbin. Something's floating in the screen. Is that a Weeabix?
No.
Where?
My voice went like
What
that.
is?
On mine?
No, on Maffew's.
Carry on. Baron Corbin did what?
So this week, they cut the promo where they were saying, like, Rey was going, Dom, we'll do it your way this week. And if that fails, we'll do it my way next week. But at no point did they mention the guy they went and saw last week. And this is SmackDown in 2021, and we don't have inconsistencies like this. So where's this going? Because presumably next week, Rey's plan won't work, sorry. And then the week after, maybe, they'll go to the guy who knows how to beat up Corbin. Who do you reckon it is? Because when I was speaking about it the other day, in my video, Rollins popped in my head. Is it just me? Is that too far-fetched? Rollins' return as a babyface.
To help the Mysterios.
To help the Mysterios.
Yeah, to help the Mysterios.
But Rollins hates the Mysterios. It's just the way we said that there.
Yeah, I know. Like, you can hear the voices like, but they hate each other.
Yeah. Maybe.
That'd be good. They get Rollins to beat Corbin, and they go, thanks, we need you to beat him. It was no problem. And then they all beat up Rollins.
I mean, he's been off, the baby's been born now. The baby made a social media debut with Becky cheering on Conor McGregor, who got battered. So I just wanted to fit that in somewhere to the podcast. It was
Are you trying to blame that baby for Conor losing?
The baby's...
I feel you're trying to throw the heat onto that kid.
Yeah, the baby's only half Irish, so it's only half lucky. And McGregor got knocked out because of that. I don't know.
Yeah. It's an interesting theory. If it happens, it'll be like, all right, that's weird.
Why would they bring back Seth for it? Because Ray knows how vicious he can be.
Just because he had that massive feud with Corbin
alongside
right. Becky, didn't he? I was just trying to go through the SmackDown roster and think who could it be? Who's beat up Corbin on? Yeah.
I think I saw a comment on something, or maybe in our Facebook group or something, saying that they think it's going to be, what's his name now? Not Punishment Martinez.
Cain Velasquez. Oh, Damian Priest.
Damian Priest.
Oh.
And I don't know where they got that from, or if that was like a tip, but I couldn't think of a reason. Maybe it will be.
Maybe he did the boxing against Big Corbin many moons ago.
Maybe.
Yeah. That's got to be Cain Velasquez.
Yes, it does.
Awesome. On Monday Night Raw, Drew McIntyre opens the show and says he feels fine. He also says he's going to end Goldberg's new streak. What? Goldberg has a record of 4-3 in singles matches since his 2016 return.
Aye. So Drew's like, oh, Goldberg, he's unstoppable. Takes out every champion he comes up against.
He does?
4-3? Yeah, but in matches, in terms of just matches, he's 4-3.
I thought you meant in championship matches, like he just wins the championship match, didn't he? That's the new streak.
In fairness, he does do that. Yeah, that is true. Fair enough. I apologise to Drew and Goldberg for that.
But he has got a streak. He lost to Braun at the last WrestleMania.
But when he's the
challenger, he wins the title.
Oh,
he hasn't failed to win a title so far.
Oh, he beat Kevin.
Kevin.
He's only had two, and he beat Kevin and the Fiend.
Yeah.
So he's had a 2-match streak.
Oh, you're right. God, that is a streak. Yeah, he's right, Drew. Well done. Look, they have to do what they can with Goldberg, which is, all right, spear, jackhammer, streak, headbutt, a door. So, that streak you've got in 98. So, good for him. Miz and Morrison arrived to mock Drew, as per usual. They raised the possibility of a cash-in after title match. Goldberg arrives, which causes Miz and Morrison to provoke a brawl between Bill and Drew. Instead, they beat up Miz and Morrison. Huge laughs on a Monday night. Well, that's just a blatant lie.
Now, Miz and Morrison are in a really weird position in WWE in these past sort of, 5 months or something? They're never feuding with someone. They're always the annoying third wheel of a feud who gets battered week in and week out and then says, well, we might cash in on you, and then don't. I'm very confused and I don't know why it's happening.
Miz and Mrs. is on the USA Network.
Oh, right.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know. It is weird how they don't get any sort of positive offense in ever. You think they get a little bit from time to time, but they never seem to get anything, do they?
What's Morrison getting out of this? Miz has got the briefcase. Morrison is just his pal.
A payday.
Aye. Yeah.
Not being in 5-star wrestling. Still the longest reigning 5-star wrestling champion of all time. 757 days.
Which is almost as long as Nick Aldis, I believe, has held the NWA world title.
Oh, is he still? Well, it's lockdown in it, yeah. That makes sense.
Hang on. Because apart from that time when he lost it to Cody, he's been a champ for about 5 years now. 2 seconds. This is interesting, I know.
I forgot all about that.
As I look up Wikipedia, I'll look up the next bit on Raw. Oh, yeah, right, it's this. Charlotte Flair faces Shayna Baszler, but is attacked almost immediately by Nia Jax with DQ, which makes sense. This is a big match. Just whatever, it's a thing on Raw. The match is restarted as a tag match, which we're used to seeing, with Charlotte, Dana Brooke, Mandy Rose taking on Shayna, Nia, and Lacey Evans. Shayna gets accidentally counted out. Accidentally for real, not accidentally for play. Maybe as a result of getting hoofed right in the face by Charlotte Flair. Woofed. Dude, she should have... She was like, Shira, as she did it. She absolutely just... Oh, my God. Wilco! And then just sailed over. It was brutal. So I think Shayna was like, oh, legitimately. Couldn't get quite in the ring enough. And they did a thing on the break where, here's Adam Pearce, something, restart the match. So they restart the match, and Shayna gets actually... Nia finally wins by murder-destroying Dana, it says here. So what did you think of this, Ross?
We'll go back all the way to that Charlotte Flair promo, because there was a couple of things she said we need to talk about. First was her claiming that everyone calls her Miss WrestleMania. Have you ever seen anyone call her Miss WrestleMania?
No.
Is Charlotte Flair supposed to be a babyface these days and not a delusional lion heel like that line suggests she might be? It's so weird because she's definitely the babyface while Lacey Evans is, they said diddling her dad there. Well, Lacey Evans is getting with her dad. Well, yeah. But then she's cutting, she did it the same last week. She did something, I forget what it was at the top of my head now. But yeah, she's cutting these promos that are very much a different character. And I think it's a bit interesting.
Charlotte can't be a face, really, can she? She can't. She's just a heel, and it's awkward whenever they have to make her the good guy. I mean, I don't even know if it's the writing or if it's her or if it's a combination of... I think it's a combination. They write heelish things for her to say, and like a Randy Orton or whatever, she is just more of a natural heel.
That was the thing she said last week. She was like, my dad was known as the dirtiest player in the game, but I would never go down that path.
Yeah, she's cheated before, I'm pretty sure.
She's been a heel loads, hasn't she?
Yeah.
And then the other thing was like, Lacey, I know what you're after, but it's one thing to have the last name Flair, but another thing to carry the last name Flair. So Charlotte now reckons that Lacey just fancies her dad and wants to marry him.
Gonna get married?
Nothing to do with mind games or anything anymore. Just a love story now. Just love's true tale, whatever.
Where's Andrade?
Yeah,
Where
I
is
know.
he, that lovable man? Where's Angel Garza? Never
Where
mind.
is Angel Garza? Because Andrade is injured, isn't he? Apparently, I said on.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I said this on the stream because I was unaware, but everyone on Twitch reckons he's injured, so it must be true. But Angel Garza's not.
Angel
So where's he
Garza. Angel Garza should be pushed to the moon. He's phenomenal. I love him. Anyway. Carry on, Maffew. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, that was a good summary of thoughts going through people's heads. Was there anything you had about this match?
Well, it was a bit of a mess, wasn't
It was
it?
a bit of a
was a
shame,
bit,
yeah.
wasn't it?
But they've got this rule of no wrestling during commercial breaks is back, and it's making things bad again. We're making things worse than they have to be because now it happens at least twice a night these days where you have a match that starts and then we go to commercial break and then it starts again, so you're seeing the same thing, but a little bit different. So, haha. Stop doing that.
Yeah, it's really weird. Really weird. And also, now, I said this to Ross on our news video about it. People can often get quite malicious towards Nia Jax when something like this happens. Because it's not her fault. She's not trying to hurt people. But her response really hasn't helped. Now, she came on Twitter and started doing like crying laughter emojis and stuff. If she's just healing it up and she's asked Dana if that's all right, then it's fine. But if she's just doing it, then it's a bit... I don't know. She needs to... I don't know. These things happen quite often with her. And I know people jump on it and you know, can get quite nasty towards Nia Jax. But at the same time, maybe her response isn't helping the things greatly. I don't know. It's a complicated thing.
I love that you said she just doesn't know her own strength. She doesn't mind to. Like, she's George in like Lenny in Of Mice and Men.
Did I say that?
No, I just said it there. I think it's the way you made it sound.
Oh, right. She's just crushing rabbits with her hands
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
You're right, though. I did see at some point on Twitter, in response to a tweet reading, "Another Raw, another dangerous Nia Jax spot. Hope Dana Brooke isn't hurt." Nia Jax responded, "Glad to see I'm still living rent-free in all your weak-ass losers' heads. Kiss
Aye.
emoji." Mwah. One person responded with, "If you were living in our heads, we'd have multiple concussions."
Ah, fantastic.
Oof. That's deplorable. How dare they say that?
What did she reply to that? Nothing.
Probably. Mwah. I'll just leave it and move on. Speaking of which, Nick Aldis had a 266-day title reign. Then Cody beat him for a 50-day title reign. Then Nick Aldis won it back, and he has held the NWA title 830 days since then.
I was very fascinated by the period of the NWA title just before Nick Aldis won it, where Tim Storm had
That's
it.
right, yes.
And I'd never heard of Tim Storm. And he was like an older guy, and he was like a grizzled southern babyface, and it was very strange, actually. And then that was when the NWA title was kind of just making its way around a very specific indie scene. It was strange.
Yes, the days of Rob Conway holding it for
Oh,
nearly a year.
yeah.
So, yeah, the NWA title lineage is very odd, to say the least. But I remember when Dan Severn was NWA champion, because they're like, "Oh, I could probably wrestle, we like that." And so he shows up on WTV. "Hi, I'm the UFC Superweight title, and I've also got the NWA World title as well." Hello, I'm Dan Severn. Xavier Woods has been losing to Retribution a lot recently, but manages to beat Slapjack. Yeah, how did he manage that? Who wrote this? He gets beaten down afterwards, though, and Ali wants him to give a message to Kofi. I assume the message would involve horribly injuring Woods, but it turns out to be an actual proper message. Ali says he's heard that Kofi won't be in the Rumble, but don't worry, because the replacement has been found. The replacement is Ali.
What kind of message
Thank you,
what kind
man,
of message is that? The writing is absolutely crap. Ali's a really good promo, but the writing is absolutely shambolic there.
Xavier should have said, "Yeah, that's great. Kofi watches Raw.
He's got a telly. He's got a TV.
He's got a combi one like Pac."
The way that he was so menacing, like, I want you to send Kofi a message. Here is the message.
Yeah.
What?
Are you writing this down? It is nice, though, that Mustafa apparently writing this all by himself by the looks of things, because, as you said, what he's saying in the promo and what he's writing is just not matching the Retribution mega angle they're doing.
Right,
So he
where?
says,
On Twitter?
Damn it, Kofi. No, just on TV, because the promos doing are amazing. It's like,
oh, yeah,
Kofi,
the promos, yeah.
I'm the reason for Kofi Mania. I got hurt. I was supposed to be in Elimination Chamber. That didn't work out. And then you took it. Then you had Kofi Mania.
It's a good story.
Against you ever since. That's great.
It's a good story, yeah, definitely.
And on TV, it's like, all right, Retribution, let's go. Slapjack, T-Bar, and it's Mace. They're gonna attack you, then go on Twitter, and then delete their tweets to shave face.
Bars.
Again, it's so hard. John Barnes makes it look so easy. Nothing there, you bastards. The Hurt Business present MVP.
It's just we don't know when the pictures videos is going out, so I don't know how much we can react to that.
That'll make sense later on.
Yeah.
That was in Star Wars out of all.
God, it's like Pulp Fiction, yeah.
I'll go there for you. The Hurt Business present MVP with a new chain. Pulp Fiction, by the way, was a 3-minute music video beforehand that Jack watched, for which Cedric tries to take all of the credit. R-Truth interrupts, and they try to tempt him into the ring for a beatdown, but the 24/7 division chase him down. Blah, 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 blah. Riddle gets involved to hit MVP with a knee, and then bravely runs for safety. Amazing he managed to do that after his foot got stepped near last week. Later, Riddle beats Shelton, Cedric, and MVP in a gauntlet match to secure a title shot against Lashley. Big Bobby attacks him afterwards and puts him in the Hurt Lock. Okay. I like the Hurt Business. Not sure why. I know they're trying to do some stuff with Cedric being a bit of a squeaky wheel there, but whatever. Riddle beating all of them in one episode. I'm like, boo, this sucks. But who cares about Riddle? Could just end that sentence there, to be honest with you. Who cares about Riddle or this match? When the highlight of the show was Shelton Benjamin coming out at the start of this, still with his COVID mask on, which is, I guess, what he's supposed to be doing, realizing that he still had it on, taking off and going, S-word, really loudly with the camera on him. Thank you, Shelton. Much love.
We also, and I left it off the notes because it annoyed me to even write about, but we got the interaction we've all been waiting for backstage between Riddle and R-Truth.
Oh, God.
Just spouting nonsense at each other. And yeah, I don't know.
Capricorn, do the goat noise. Man.
Dude, it's like, dude, yeah. And then, but like, what the fuck?
Who is
I've never met a more boring stoner than Riddle on Raw.
I don't even think he is a stoner anymore.
He's just a child.
Idiot. I don't know who is writing.
I don't know who writes.
Oh, it does make you sore watching it.
Yeah. They got rid of the writer.
Ache.
Did they follow her? Is she back maybe? They got rid of the writer who wrote the Otis and Mandy storyline. She
can't be working there now.
She's not in charge of this now.
Unless she's on SmackDown.
She's on SmackDown, yeah.
She showed up, was like, what have you done with Tucker? And they were like, who? And she went, I don't know.
Hey, he came back this week. He ran him for the 24/7 title still with that god-awful attire they have him dressed in. That's the thing that gets me. You got
What
Tucker
are they doing? Why have they done this?
Tucker's a very talented man. He can cut a promo. He can do the wrestling. He does impressive things for a big lad. And have him dressed in these horrible spaceman silver pants and this singlet that's just plain black and doesn't match at all. He looks awful.
You're right, Ross. He can cut a promo. If you don't believe me, he'll bring it with him. Sorry. Yeah. Riddle did a segment, he spoke, and I needed weed after it, so well done, me. Maybe that's the idea. Sheamus beat John Morrison. Very good match. These two going back to 2010, when they had the King of the Ring rivalry and the ladder match, and it was the first time Sheamus looked like a proper wrestler. So Miz challenges him to a handicap match against the pair of them. Sheamus loses. Says here, not sure what the point of this was.
Well, it's like
what was the point, Jack?
It's that thing that Ross was talking about, isn't it? It's the return of the advert rule that Vince occasionally thinks they shouldn't be wrestling through the adverts. Why?
But like,
what?
It's fine, I guess, if you just have the match end before the commercial and start something else when it comes back on the air. Why do we need to end a match halfway through or end it with shenanigans and then start it again? Like, why do we... I guess it is because they've got, like, obviously not too many people there. But then you're reading last week on Raw, when they were doing this again, that Asuka and, like, 4 or 5 others were just sat backstage doing nothing.
Yeah.
It's weird times.
Yeah, it is.
Backstage, Charlotte finds her dad teaching Lacey Evans some moves.
Shades of Triple H and Trish Stratus.
I was going to say, me and Tom on the Cultaholic Classic SmackDown review did this show. The show we watched was the one with Triple H and Trish.
Mate, it's so exciting. You're in the era that I started watching wrestling.
Mate, it's so good.
My first memories of wrestling are that Triple H private locker room with the leather settee and the potted plant. It's just genius.
I'm going to have like the assortment of fruit and vegetables. Like DX, I mean Street Posse in the background when everyone's talking.
You know when Edge and Christian play the kazoo for Triple H's birthday? And they play, I'll play your theme music. It's Get Out. It's so funny. Why is there nothing like that anymore? Why?
Because it's 20 years ago and we're all old.
Yeah, we are.
This, for example, is the perfect thing. So the Trish Triple H thing on SmackDown, it's all set up because Triple H has annoyed his wife. Because Commish Foley has put together, I love this, is right in my head because I just did it, so I look like Rain Man. Triple H is having a team up with Trish Stratus against Jericho and Lita because Commish Foley said so. And Triple H in the back going, I can't believe I'm having a team up with that woman that looks like she'd be doing wet t-shirt contest in a bar somewhere. What do women know about wrestling? And Stephanie Mann's like, what did you just say? And he goes, oh, honey, I didn't. No, not like you. You know, proud women's champion at the time.
Not like
so
you.
she storms off. So he's in a bad mood, like, ugh. Then Trish is like, hey, Triple H. He's like, oh, what do you want? And he's like, oh, can you just teach me a few moves? I said, oh, okay, there's a hammerlock and there's a wrist lock. And in the hammerlock, best thing to do is to put your... And all this stuff. And it's built over a few segments. And then he comes in... Sorry, Stephanie... oh, Triple H, I forgive... What? And he's like, no, Steph, no! He's got a bent hour like that. So they actually built up really well. It was... Okay, not really well. It's not, the funniest thing ever. But it's done pretty well for the characters and what it's trying to do. This was just... They walked in and Lacey Evans has a hold of Flair. It's like, oh! And that's it.
Yeah, there was
shocking. Shocking seeing how badly done this was.
We already know that Lacey and Flair are aligned in whatever way. So it's not that surprising that Charlotte's going to find them doing that.
Yeah.
They've been all over each other, yeah.
She walked in and two people who want to have sex with each other were trying to have sex with each other. Then, oh, hello, Charlotte. I'm like...
Lacey went back to his hotel room to get changed the other week.
That is scandalous, that.
This is the sort of levels we're speaking about here.
Crap. Adam Pearce books into the weird AJ Styles Rumble qualification match.
That wasn't the end of the segment. That wasn't the end of the segment, Matthew.
I wanted to end it. Oh, God. Rick goes to help his daughter, but Lacey stops him and they leave together.
Yeah, she's blindsided Charlotte with the women's right when she's turned round. So Lacey's attacked Charlotte. Flair's gone to help her, and Charlotte's gone, and Lacey's gone, no, come on, Rick, leave her on the floor. But one of the reviews I read of Raw thought that Rick was going to join in and just give Charlotte a kicking because he sort of stands over her when she's on the floor. And the review was like, looked like Rick was about to join in, but Lacey pulls him away. It's like, no, he wasn't going to just start just laying in right hands to his daughter on the floor.
Part of me wants to laugh at that, but the other part of me goes, they're completely justified having to figure out what happened here because it was so poorly acted, so poorly written, and so poorly executed. She had to say, listen, no, leave that daughter who you love, Rick. Come with me and walk. Because Rick is, at this point, the inanimate object that people used to speculate that Ric Flair could have a 3-star match with in the 80s. 85 Flair would struggle to get 2.5 stars with 2021 Flair.
No, he wouldn't. No,
so the fact that people saw that and goes, what was Rick doing? I thought Rick was going through a purse to get money for the taxi to go back to the hotel. So... I don't know. Maybe it's one of those choose your own adventure books. Just come with your own conclusion. The next segment.
Matthew,
God, still talking about this.
Who's a better wrestler, right? Any of us or current Ric Flair? It's current Ric Flair.
It's current Ric Flair, isn't it? Yeah.
Matthew reckons he could do a few arm drags, though. Matthew's thinking about this.
Ric Flair had one thing to do in that segment, and that was bend down and check his daughter, and he couldn't do that. I'm not a great actor, but I can bend down.
Oh, I want to see it now. I want to see Maffew versus Ric Flair at the Rumble.
Bring it. They'll take one look at us and goes, look, he's got something. Quit.
Maffew cutting the Shawn Michaels promo at Old Hogan, doing the...
I'll make the hot tag to him and then turn on, just like he turned on Sting in 95.
Oh.
Whatever. Anyway, moving on from this segment. Adam Pearce books another AJ Styles Rumble qualification match between AJ and Truth. Styles wins.
We found ourselves in a weird universe where AJ Styles is the master and the ruler of the Royal Rumble.
He's the gatekeeper.
This is the third week in a row where someone's had to go through him to get in the Rumble. How has that ended up being a thing? And is it a thing? Is it just a coinky dink they've not noticed yet?
It's an odd one, but I think they're doing it on purpose because they don't know what to do with AJ until the Rumble.
Yeah. He's going to do nothing at the Rumble, isn't he?
You'll
Surely.
probably get knocked off the apron, caught by Omos on the outside, put back in, and then Omos will get distracted or something.
Yeah.
And then get chucked out.
A set of car keys, I don't know. Touching like a cat. Ooh.
Well,
I didn't like that even R-Truth, the comedy stupid character, who's still smarter than Riddle. They do that camera thing where Truth's got his head stuck out the side of the ring. He's like, huh? And looks up, and then it's like, oh! Like, oh, God! That's so bad. Giant man. Like, all right, we get it. Oh, how old is R-Truth this week, by the way? It's his birthday.
Is he 50?
51.
Yeah. Wow.
Was it?
51.
Oh, I thought you were telling me. Sorry, I'm having a look.
Oh, no, it was guess.
Clicking on the R-Truth Wikipedia page. 49.
Whoa.
He looks fantastic. He looks absolutely phenomenal.
He does. You know, how's his birthday it is this week? He's not 49, by the way. He'll kill us, I'll say that.
Who is it?
Mr. Tom Campbell.
Is it?
Oh.
It
Well,
is,
thank you for reminding me. Thank you.
Yeah, I thought that'd be a helpful thing for you. And also you at home to send him a lovely message on Sunday.
I thought his
This
birthday was
coming Sunday.
in February. Will it be Sunday in February? I mean, will it be February on Sunday?
No, it's the 31st on Sunday, isn't it?
His birthday's the 31st.
It's Rumble
That's
Day.
easy. That's easy to remember because it's the day after my mum's. I'm never going to forget that now.
And it's also Royal Rumble Day.
Yeah, but not every year. Unless Tom's birthday shifts for, like Easter does, for the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, it depends. Depends on the season.
Isn't it weird how we don't know when Easter is? Every year. It's like, when's Easter
Yeah.
this year? Is it in March? Is it in April? Straight. That's bloody mad, that. That's absolutely mad.
It'd be great if we did like YouTube videos because every week it'd be like, oh, every year it'd be like, oh, Easter, early or late this year, speculation with the lads on the podcast.
Just a whole YouTube channel about when Easter
A
is.
celebration of Easter.
Oh, right.
Let's do it now.
Easterholic.
When do you think Easter is this year, Matthew?
I'll get the answer up. And we,
Oh, okay, right.
Let's try and work out when Easter. Do you know when Easter was last year? Let's try and get a starting point. I haven't got a clue.
First of all, it's not a leap year because it's an odd number.
Okay, good.
So that
It's
would
also
tell
the
me.
same year you can use any 1999 calendars you have lying around. It matches up the
Ooh.
same as 2021.
Lads,
Wow.
it looks like a bit of an early Easter by my reckon.
On early Easter, I was going to say late. Oh, egg on my face. Name of the podcast.
Looks like a bit of an early one.
Oh, God, we actually talking about this.
Shall I just say when it is?
Oh, I'll go for March the 22nd. I'll go for.
Right, so it's actually maybe not that early. It's the week after. Easter Sunday is the week after WrestleMania. Mania is on the 28th of March. Easter Sunday is on the 4th of April.
Oh, I love it when WrestleMania's in March.
Do you? I prefer it in the first
I
week
love
of
it.
April. In my mind, that's when it should be, the first week of April.
Oh, the last week of March. What a dreamboat.
Really?
Oh, lovely.
Payday?
Way aye, go mental.
That's right. They should have Gobbledygooker come out of a giant chocolate egg at WrestleMania and go,
Yeah,
Happy
sure.
Easter.
Have you seen, by the way, Marks and Sparks doing a £10, £10, 10 whole pounds it costs. Peppa Pig, but like chocolate one.
That's
Big
exploiting.
Easter thing.
That's
That is.
exploiting the kids, that.
Could you imagine that? Having an offspring and that offspring saying, "Oh, I'd love the giant pig for Easter," and then you have to go down the shops with your offspring and look at it being £10 and pay £10.
I feel like if it wasn't the Peppa Pig element, then I'd be all right with that existing. But the Peppa Pig thing's it's appealing to kids. That
I think
it's
it's
not right.
I think it's Marks and Sparks as well, or is it Aldi? It's one of the two who are
don't think
doing
it's
a
Marks and
chocolate
Sparks.
dachshund.
What are their? Do you mean Percy Pig?
What did I say?
Peppa Pig.
Ah, bollocks! I got the wrong pig.
Oh, I was wondering that. Oh, I couldn't find.
Beg
Now
my
that makes
pardon.
more sense.
Yeah, it's
That makes more sense now.
Percy Pig.
Pig, Easter egg. Oh, I see. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. Fine.
They are impressive, but not for £10. Marks and Sparks. Come on. Marks and Sparks like the WWE of like shops, aren't they?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Aldi's the AEW.
Aldi.
Yeah.
Who's the Impact of the shops? The Co-op.
What's like the New Japan Waitrose?
Yeah, wait.
Oh, absolutely.
Waitrose.
The most gate-kept shop of them all.
Love a bit of Waitrose. I do. No.
You know what else loves Waitrose? Edge, who cut a video promo where he announces that he's entering the Royal Rumble in a dark little ring all by himself.
After he's had his meal deal for a tenner, he's going to come along.
There's only 2 things I want to do this year. One of them is eat the Percy Pig Easter egg, and the other is win the Rumble.
Is Tory Edge going to be a new thing?
I love the fact, by the way, that like
Edge.
Pacitti is so Tory, and he knows he's Tory, that he had the choice of moving to Jesmond or Gateshead, and he knew that he would never hear the end of it if he moved to Jesmond, so he moved to Gateshead.
Are you exploiting? To be fair, Andrew lives in Jesmond. It's a bit of a. There's bits of it.
Does he?
Andrew found a rat in his flat.
There's bits of it that aren't as nice as others in Jesmond. We should.
Did have a suit?
Poor boy.
I do apologise, sir.
Did he find a rat? That's really sad.
Yeah, he said he was telling me he could hear something like scratching in his walls, and there was a rat in his wall.
Oh, I'd be so tired. I'd have to stay somewhere else that night. Get someone in. You've ever been in Rat Alley in Newcastle? Matthew, have you ever been in Rat Alley?
Is this a specific place? Is this a pub?
No, it's not. It's an alleyway somewhere around. Can't remember where it was. I was on a night out once, and I met these random lads and got hammered with them. It was a really strange time. It was a couple of years ago now, and they wanted to partake in some of the drugs, and I didn't want to partake in some of the drugs. But they were like, "Can you just stand at the end of Rat Alley while we go in there and take these drugs? Just watch out." And that was terrifying. Not only because I thought these men are a bit dodge, but because there was loads of rats running around as well. It was just an unpleasant night. The night took a turn at that point. The night certainly took a turn.
Yeah, it's a big test of character coming up close to a rat, isn't it? Used to bike home late at night down the quayside. Oh my God, when it was a bit of precipitation in the air, the rats would come out to play and you were weaving your bike in and out of massive rats. Terrifying.
The big on there.
Yeah, the big boys. Big ratty boys.
Walk around like Billy Big Pops. No, I've only had one interaction with a rat in the last, 15 years or so, and that was when I moved into my flat quite early on. I heard some scratchings or whatever, but it's a flat, so, must be some kid trying to scratch their wall. Not my problem. And they went in the bathroom, just like, just woke up, got my big dressing gown on, and I looked down, there was a rat. Oh. I looked at it looked at me, and it buggered off through a hole underneath the bath. I went, come here, and it ran away. So I went and got some rat killer, put it on the mouse trap, put it on there, and then I came back the next day. The rat killer, the big packet of it had gone, but the mousetrap hadn't gone off. So I went, have I just been friggin' Tom and Jerry, dear?
Tom and Jerry?
Yeah. But none of them came back. So I think I accidentally made that great by the fact that one rat must have gone, get in, took that back to the rat pack, and they all ate it.
Where they're all smoking cigarettes and singing swing music.
That's right. And they all ate it together. They went away like Jonestown. And it was like fantastic. Sadly, that was the same week that I put up my my TV stand. So I spoke to my Nana, as I try to do every week. I went, it's been great, Nana. I've been killing rats. I bought a hammer so I could do the TV stand. And she went, all right. And my Nana, bless her, she's a Nana, so sometimes I forget I have to speak a lot slower, simpler. My Nana told me, Dad, is Maffew all right? I hear he's been hammering rats. And my dad had to ring me up and go, there's other ways of killing them. I went, great.
Mate, the Jonestown reference in 2021 really set me off there.
Thank you.
That hilarious event from human history.
Oh, never a dull moment. John Jones. Jim Jones. That was his brother. Asuka defends her title against Alexa. Oh yeah, the wrestling. Against Alexa Bliss in the main event. Midway through the match, Bliss transforms into her old self, but then switches back. They start doing the same stuff they did last week, where Asuka's moves are completely nullified. Bliss breaks out the Asuka lock, but suddenly Orton appears in the ring with his big sunburnt face. He hits Alexa with an RKO, and that's the end of the show somehow. Go on, Ross. How about it?
I just thinking about that promo last week where he's like, I will avenge you for what you've done to me with my first degree burns. That is literally just a sunburn. I was saying, that's what happens to me when I go to Magaluf. It was interesting to see that, like, the Fiend's in Alexa's being, isn't he? Is that what we've taken from this segment on Raw? how she snapped back into her old self and she was crying and confused, like the Fiend's taking over her. Is that what
Right.
we're saying here? Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I thought it was just a distraction technique to throw Asuka off, but maybe you're right. Maybe she's fighting herself to get out of. This is so. I'm sick of it. Like, I'm sick.
Yeah,
of it.
I'm sick of the spooky bollocks in wrestling at the minute. It's a bit. It's all right here and there, like, you know, Undertaker comes back and he does some spooky bollocks, but now it's like it seems like it's just like the centerpiece of every show every week. Maybe it's just Raw. Maybe I'm just thinking about Raw too much.
Maybe.
Yeah, it says something about the product when somebody who is, I'm adamant of to support all the crazy stuff that happens in wrestling, the Undertakers, the Dragons, and all the other silly things that happened. But this happens where, as I've just described it there, Alexa Bliss goes from being Alexa Bliss to Alexa, what's the opposite of Bliss? Alexa Horrible.
Despair. Yeah.
Alexa Despair,
Really
there you
loud
go.
music.
Yes. Alexa Bleak music. And it happens and switchbacks, then she gets hit with an RKO. And I've forgotten about it like an hour after it happened. So I'm supporting the dumb stuff of wrestling, but I'm not up with this. Don't care about it. But as you said there, Ross, it's probably just because it's Raw.
I hope we're ready for the Rumble, maybe both Rumbles, certainly the women's one, to be heavily influenced by spooky bollocks.
Oh,
That's
no.
the thing. We missed off the news, didn't we? What was it? Wrestle votes. Something scary is going to happen.
Yeah.
But we're not too sure what type of scary it is. Is it scary in terms of spooky bollocks? Maybe. I don't know. Alexa
They were
Bliss.
saying the finish of the men's Rumble match is going to have a scary finish.
It could be the Fiend going like peekaboo, and then someone
Yeah.
jumps over the top rope.
It could be...
Rambling Rabbit has distracted Roman Reigns at ringside. Hey, what are you doing?
People seem to think it's scary in one of three ways. So scary in terms of spooky, scary in terms of it's really bad, like Goldberg's going to win or something, or scary in terms of risky, like they're going to try and do a double elimination at the end or something like that. So I'm interested, certainly, to see what kind of bad it is.
I hate that they said that because now everyone's going, ooh, how bad's it going to be? I'm like, can we not even attempt
Maffew,
to enjoy the Rumble?
We've had
please?
so many good Rumbles for the past sort of 3 years. It's time for a stinker again. Come on, I'm all on board.
What?
It's time for a bad one.
No.
Time for a crap one. 2018, fantastic. 2020, brilliant. 2021, let's get down there.
Was 2019 good?
2019 was okay. It was the one that Rollins won, the
18 was
men's
good.
one.
18 was great. I don't remember anything about 19. I have to be reminded.
2019's women's one was good.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
when
that was one
Becky-
that
Becky
out
won.
thingy that, right, but
But the 2018 men's one was superb, Nakamura.
Yeah.
The 2019 men's one was all right, but only Rollins was ever going to win it, and he did.
yeah.
Nia was good at the end of that one.
What was?
When Nia got in.
Oh, yeah, that was good. That was good. Yeah.
Yeah, she lived rent-free in our heads. That's right, I remember that. AEW Dynamite, kaboom. Eddie Kingston beats Lance Archer after the Butcher and Blade drag a beaten-up Jake Roberts onto the stage. They beat Archer down afterwards, but none of that compared to the disgusting bump Eddie Kingston took. Despicable, disgusting, shocking.
He deserved it,
Clothesline,
Maffew.
choke slam. I hope he's supposed to hit the apron. He kind of half hit it and then just slammed.
It's like he hit it with his hip and like span
Yeah.
off.
It was the worst of both worlds.
He
It looked
deserved
class,
it, though.
though. Looked class. Why did he
did.
deserve it?
Because
Yes.
we learned via Excalibur during that match that Eddie Kingston got expelled from school for throwing a desk at a nun.
Amazing.
You ain't my mother!
Chris Jericho and MJF beat the Varsity Blondes, but Sammy and MJF continue to bicker afterwards. Meh, 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 meh. I tried my American friend saying, goes, oh, then the Varsity Blondes aren't going to win. He goes, why not? I mean, I know they're up and coming. He says, no, they're both wearing baby blue. It is the kiss of death in wrestling.
Is it?
Wearing baby blue, you're not winning.
I like the Varsity Blondes because they're just so babyface. They're really 80s. I like that. Also, Jericho. I mean, I kind of slated him last week for nearly killing himself on a lion salt. So this week, he
Oh,
answered
right.
he answered the critics after he'd hit the Judas effect. The match was won, but he decided to hit a Kurt Angle moonsault of a lion salt. It was beautiful, and then he looked dead in the camera as he made the cover.
Yeah, he went,
Yeah,
I love that kind of behaviour, me. Proper poo house from Jericho.
it really is.
yeah, because him and Cornette got at it.
And then
Because
Jim
Jericho's just
Cornette
not
was
winning
right, wasn't he?
anything. Oh, go on.
Jim Cornette won, didn't he?
Yeah, Jericho isn't winning anything right now on Twitter. He just needs to just leave it alone. He's the anti-Goldberg.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Cody comes out to respond to Shaq, who called him out on the AEW Awards show. Oh, I didn't see this, the AEW Awards show.
Do you want me to read out the awards?
Please do, because I believe there's one title, or a title of an award, I should say, that you guys might be
It's bollocks.
awarded.
No one watches Maffew. It's fine. They can have it.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
If more people watch my videos, it'll be an issue, but it's not.
Do you want me to read it out and then you can have a guess, or should I just read out the category and then
Just read them out.
All right.
Until you
Best
get the
moment-
promo of the year, then you give pause for that one.
Oh, best moment on the mic is the first one.
Oh, okay.
You
I
gonna
can't
guess
think
it?
of any now. Yeah, you'll just say. Sorry, I ruined
Well,
it.
I thought you were going to go for what should have been the correct winner, Eddie Kingston's
Yeah,
promo.
but he
to
wasn't
Moxley.
nominated, so.
No, Cody Rhodes accepting the dog collar match.
No idea why that. He dyed his hair black. Brody Lee's announcement, I challenge you to this, was way better. Sorry.
Biggest surprise was Sting's debut.
Oh, God.
Male breakout star, Darby Allin. Female breakout star, Hikaru Shida. Biggest beat...
Ow.
Well, I thought maybe Britt Baker.
Yeah, 2020 was Britt Baker's, yeah. 2019 for Sheeta, sure.
Yeah,
Do they not count her as like already being a partner? Whatever. Yeah, I agree with you.
maybe, but, you know. Biggest beatdown in the Inner Circle, beating up Orange Cassidy. The High Flyer Award, Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hardest moment to clean up after was the was not somehow when Orange Cassidy dropped loads of orange juice on Jericho. It was when the Best Friends and Santana and Ortiz had their street fight in the car park.
It wasn't around Tony Schiavone after Sting debuted.
Biggest WTF moment. Kenny Omega winning the World Championship and walking out of AEW after defeating Jon Moxley. The LOL Award. The Young Bucks kicking MJF into the pool on the cruise. Yeah, it's classic scenes.
Okay.
Yeah, it involved the Young Bucks. They're hilarious.
They're such good heel faces.
Best Twitter follow, Nyla Rose. Savage on Twitter.
But, okay.
I thought Hangman would have won that one.
Or Trent. Or Chuck Taylor.
Oh, they're great.
And finally, the Bleacher Report pay-per-view moment of the year. Stadium Stampede.
That's fair enough.
Okay.
You know. It's all going all right.
Yeah. Wow, what a great series of awards. Sorry, I think I like that with every award thing I look at. Even though
Anyway.
it's like be a public vote, I go, that's wrong. That's
Anyway, so Cody...
Anyway, yeah, Cody comes out to respond to Shaq. Cody wants a tag match between himself and Brandy, Shaq and Jade. That can't happen now. So let's Arn decide. Arn brings out Red Velvet as Brandy's replacement, but he's not seen that she's full of fire in recent weeks. So she
Because
cuts a promo.
he has seen that she's full of fire in recent weeks.
Oh, I see. Yes, misread that. Yeah, because he's seen that she's full of fire in recent weeks and there's a promo to back that up. Yeah. Okay, I can see where it's going, but it's all still Cody. He's stirring.
Stirring up that bitch ass.
That red velvet cake.
Oh, I thought, I was
Whoa.
like, I thought they were literally like getting a red velvet cake made in this imaginary mixer.
Maybe that's why she does it.
That is the best cake.
Red Velvet.
Red
We had
velvet.
this discussion a while ago, didn't we? Because my mates got annoyed that I said good things about red velvet because they said it's just red food dye.
It is. There's something about the red that makes it more delicious.
Thank you, Jack. That's what I said. They laughed at me.
Okay. I like a vanilla sponge, man. It's quite basic, but I like it. Anyway, what am I doing?
What is the best cake, Maffew, in your opinion?
Again, we had this. And it was a great discussion a few months ago, but
I can't
I'd-
remember it at all.
yeah, we had because it was one of those things. Every like month or so, some Facebook thing. Here's the poll of the UK's favorite cakes and whatever, and it's all put down.
I mean,
It's gonna sound weird, but my mum's carrot cake.
I
wouldn't buy carrot cake because it doesn't compare. But my mum,
one night before lockdown, so like about 3 years ago, Owen and his girlfriend, she was round to stay, and they baked some lemon drizzle cake. And they said to me, "We're doing a lemon drizzle cake. You can have some after if you want." And I was like, "Oh, thank you very much, lovely." And then they threw it away because it was too lemony.
what?
Bless them. I know. Too lemony.
Gutted. What about you, Ross?
I'm a red velvet man all day long.
Whoa.
Give me red velvet. That's the cake that came out.
I'd like a piece of red velvet, says Ross.
Right, let's she's going
on.
to have a
Oh, and also cheesecake as well, which I consider to be a
Is that
different
a
variety of
is that
cake.
a type of cake? Yeah.
Biscoff cheesecake. That's not a wrestler.
I know, right? That would be good, though. Like, oh my God, Red Velvet's going to win. No, her arch nemesis, cheesecake, comes out. Christ.
I thought it was interesting how they heavily hinted it to get things back on track that it was going to be a mixed tag team match before Brandy got pregnant. I thought that was an interesting thing to throw in there, but then life got in the way.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I thought that was always the rumour, but I kind of wanted to see what they'd do with just a one-on-one Cody and Shaq. But this elevates Red Velvet out of nowhere, so I'm not against it. It's quite brave booking.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're actually trying to push someone in the women's division. Well done, lads.
Yeah.
Took you well. Hangman Page beats Ryan Nemeth, a.k.a. Dolph Ziggler's brother. And if you didn't know that he was Dolph Ziggler's brother before this match, you certainly did during it, as Mr. Baby Blue did a whole bunch of Dolph Ziggler spots.
While Excalibur furiously ignored it. So
yeah, as he should have.
You've got JR and Tony going, oh, wrestling's in this kid's DNA, isn't it? And he's just Excalibur every time. He's like, yep, 10 years of experience, great athlete, great amateur. I'm like, oh, come on now, Excalibur, come on.
Eric Rowan, Redbeard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look, whatever, did his thing. Then Matt Hardy watched on from ringside. And I thought, oh, what's this guy doing here? Matt offers Hangman a place in his locker room alongside Private Party. He does it in a bit of a weird way. He says, I've been seeing you dress by yourself, and if you want to dress in my locker room, you can. It's like,
Watch you get dressed.
all right, well. But Hangman says, nah, think about it, not really wanting to ride with anybody right now.
I don't know if he... did he turn
that...
it down? I thought he just didn't answer yet.
Yeah, I thought it cliffhanger ending, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, think about it means no.
No, it doesn't.
We all know that. It's a soft no.
Becky and Seth aren't together, really.
Oh,
we all know this.
Damn it. For Hangman Page to reject Dark Order and go with Matt Hardy's crew.
Well, I feel like, I'm wondering, I said this on Twitter, is Matt Hardy a stand-in for the Dark Order's role in this story? Because we can't boo them. They're impossible to boo. So do they need another heel for Hangman to be tempted to the dark side by? And Matt Hardy just happens to be there. And then when I said that, a lot of people came back on Twitter with an alternative, which is this going to be the start of Hangman turning down various groups as he just kind of rides his way? Do you think it's going to be that one?
That's what I think. He's rejecting all of them every week. Eventually we should put an offer in for him to see what he says. And then he's going to go, no, I'm going to do this by myself.
By myself.
And then that's it.
Yeah. As long as it all ends with him battering Kenneth, then I'm fine, I think, with it.
Because right now he's feeling emotionally vulnerable, or whatever his little Chiron said. It's a nice touch. Status update from him. And I'm enjoying the storyline wherever it goes.
I'm enjoying it as well.
Yeah, so...
Also enjoy the next match. Jungle Boy makes Dax Harwood tap out in a great match. With Cash Wheeler and Tully Blanchard handcuffed to Luchasaurus on the outside. Dax seemed to do every 80s finisher they could think of. He did the Shades of Tully, like bounce off the ropes powerbomb. He did, I've forgotten all the other ones, damn it.
He did the Arn Anderson fake punch DDT.
Anderson, that's right, yeah. He did the I'm going to punch you, haha, DDT. And I think he was just ready to get the figure four leg lock out as well. But then Jungle Boys kept on kicking out. He's like life. He is short and hard. And he managed to take that one move and bounce off and put him in. I thought it was a modified STF, but then he had both legs there. And then he kind of got him. And I went, is that the Regal stretch?
Oh, I just called it an STF.
I could be wrong, like.
I just called it an STF on Graham.
It was a modified because STF's just one leg. And then
damn it. I'm gonna get some abuse. The Regal stretch is a type of STF. The cheesecake's a type of cake.
Yeah, well done, Jack. That was perfect. Textbook avoiding. What do you guys think?
Loved this match. That was absolutely superb. I think that Dax Harwood might be one of the best just pro wrestlers in the world at just being good at everything in wrestling. He's so good. And I thought he was absolutely fantastic here. And Jungle Boy was great as well. And then Tully got involved afterwards when he jumped off the middle rope. Spike pile driver Luchasaurus. Did they cut off one of his horns?
They did. Sorry, I forget the end bit. FTR then beat down, as you said. They cut the horns off Luchasaurus's mask.
You can't be doing that.
He's hornless.
They're like rhino hunters, but with dinosaurs instead.
Gonna melt them down. There'll be a belt buckle on FTR's suits next week.
He'll make one piano key out of those two horns.
And it was good because they're like, oh no, where's Marco Stunt? Marco Stunt. Marco Stunt eventually showed up with Top Flight and some others after being cut with a golden chair.
This is
Very
probably
bizarre
a BTE joke I'm not understanding.
I didn't get it either.
Yeah.
I didn't get it either.
Unless it's not.
Damage.
Unless it's just the nearest chair.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have run away. There's three of them.
I was going to say, there was a chair. Kurt Angle was sat down on it, but then some guy from Team Taz are outside the arena and beat up the merch guys because they're selling Darby Allin merch. Those poor merch people.
They really beat them up as well.
Thank God those pusses finally did some fighting there, lads. That group of pusses.
Oh, I forgot to mention Darby and Sting's hilarious promo before this.
Oh, God.
The warehouse promo.
Hoodlums.
Where I'm a hoodlum. Are you a hoodlum, Darby? Yeah, I'm a hoodlum. Watch this.
Let me check if I'm a hoodlum. Oh, yeah, I'm a hoodlum.
Yeah, hoodlums.
It was funny because he threw his skateboard to show how angry it was about being a hoodlum. And my mate was watching it with said, oh no, you have to walk home now.
That's his house.
Go out to the neighbour's garden. Excuse me. Grab my skateboard back.
It's like they're like really hard hoodlums, so they paint their faces and hang out in their house.
That's like being 14 in Bishop Auckland again.
It was. I thought it was like just how out of context just beating up a window was, which is funny on itself.
Yeah.
It was very Retribution, I thought.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
You could see Retribution doing that kind of thing.
Yeah. Dr. Britt Baker, our 2020 Female Wrestler of the Year, Breakout Star, beats Shanna with the help of a distraction from Rebel. Thunder Rosa chase them off afterwards to set up that match. They have a beach break.
They
Simple.
legged it. That's how you should run away. None of this Team Taz sauntering down the ramp. Britt Baker and Rebel grabbed their stuff and like just legged it out of the arena. It was really funny. I'm looking forward to that match.
Likewise. The Young Bucks are excited to team up with the Good Brothers again, but Don Callis and Kenny Omega show up to ruin the mood. I swear to God. So we're watching it, and they're in this darkened room or whatever, and it's not very well lit, because it's not supposed to be like fakey, looking like WWE. Kenny Omega shows up, and the guy behind him is like Gallows, who's a big dude. Kenny Omega shows up, like sideways on, and I swear I went, is that a production dude? Come and tell them that the match is next. And I turned around, there was this massive V thing, and it's like, oh, it's Kenny.
It's the champion.
It's the world champion. It's like, why would you shoot? I mean, obviously, yeah, it shouldn't look too fake, but I was just like, why would you make your champion look like that crap?
He just dresses like that.
I thought he looked fantastic with his shoes on and his jeans and his low-cut top.
No, but it's the fact he showed up with like nothing, like, hey guys. I was like, who's that? Oh, it's a champion. Not so much he was dressed like that, but anyway, it shows up in the mood. A brawl almost breaks out, but the Bucks have to make their entrance. The 4 Bullet Club lads, and they have been calling themselves the Bullet Club every week. So to stir the pot, see where that's going. They're facing the Dark Order, eventually beat them after a back and forth main event. Even when one of the lads from the Dark Order was able to kick out of a 4-way super kick.
It got broken up.
It up.
It was a fun match, though. John Silver's so good.
Yeah.
Him and Gallows having their face-off is really good as well.
So is Big Stu with shades of Mike Bailey.
Yeah, he's smooth.
Big
yeah.
Big name drop there. Bit of foreshadowing, maybe.
Shivani's just like, Speedball Mike Bailey. Didn't have a clue.
Speedball Mike Bailey. Is that Dolph Ziggler's brother, Excalibur?
Yeah.
Afterwards, Matt Jackson points out that if he and Nick win the Battle Royal next week, which they're entering themselves into, they get to choose their own number 1 contenders. And they imply that it'll be Gallows and Anderson. Which is weird, because why don't Gallows and Anderson get in that Battle Royal and win it themselves?
They are, aren't they?
Yeah.
Or they're not?
Well, I don't know, actually.
The field was on the show. I'm a bit confused with the Young Bucks. I was expecting more to come from that thing with Callis last week, like when they were trying to get bought out and then nothing happened. Then they were just there playing along this week like a pair of young cooks, actually.
So I thought they'd fallen out with all of the Bullet Club, but they've only fallen out with Kenny and Callis, or just Callis.
Or just Callis, yeah.
But they're still really good friends with the Good Brothers, who are defending Callis
And Kenny.
And using Moxie's promo was really accurate when he was like, "What's even going on? There's so many crossed wires." It's very strange.
But who cares about that? Phoenix and Moxley come out to get revenge for the attack on Penta last week. Omega comes out to blindside Moxley, but he's ready for it. He's gagging for it. It takes the paradigm shift to end the show with his shoes flying off. And we get that magnificent 6-man match next week. Omega, Gallows and Anderson versus Phoenix, Moxley, and Warlad Pack.
Bertie Big Bollocks.
Tell you who does have Bertie Big Bollocks, and that's
Phoenix.
War Pal Mr. Phoenix. Because if I didn't have to make the Hall of Fame nomination, I was contractually obliged to make this week, I would have made that Tope Con Hero out of the middle rope, landing groin first on the barricade, my Hall of Fame nomination. Because how has he come out of that without even so much of a squirm?
Just sat there.
Just sat there, straddled it straight away. I've got no testicles. I'm like Action Man.
You are right, but Phoenix loves doing that dive and hurting himself.
God, he does.
He does it nearly every time he's in a wrestling ring. He's like, oh boy, I can't wait to dive outside and hit something. A guardrail, a fan, a wrestler. Who cares?
There's hurting yourself, and there's landing crotch first on a narrow barricade. I thought that was incredible, me. Intestinal fortitude, eh?
Testicular fortitude.
Makes you feel good that we voted for him that 1 year.
Makes us look very clever, doesn't it? That 2 years before he's going to have his big year in AEW, we made him our wrestler of the year. That's how hipster we are. We're like the St. Pauli of wrestling journalists.
The cool ones. We're the cool ones, guys.
We like Phoenix before he broke his bollocks.
Yeah.
I nearly went on a Twitter rant the other day. I didn't do it.
Oh, good. Go on, Jack.
Because I saw people talking about how the fact that the network's moving to Peacock means that the indie stuff on there is likely not going to be on there anymore. And people were saying, wow, they sold out our scene to get like a year's worth of getting one of their shows on the network or whatever. And I just had a little angry moment to myself where I was like, in WCPW, they were like, oh, these aren't the cool ones. These aren't the punk rock ones. Looks like the cool ones of... I didn't do it. I'm not going to do it now. Actually. I'm not going to do it. But I just got really annoyed. Because back then, we weren't the cool kids. There was other cool kids. And those cool kids turned out to... I'm not going to do it.
There's no cool kids, man. It's wrestling for fun.
That is very true. That is very, very true.
I get what you're saying, though, Jack. There are many people who are looking back at... Oh, you ever seen it? I think I've referenced it in previous podcasts. The last ever Sex Pistols gig when they were properly together.
Do you feel like you've been cheated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ever get the feeling you've been cheated? Good night. And I always think about that situations like this where many companies, not just the one that you're thinking of when you're saying that, big themselves up. We're not your dad's wrestling. We're proper indie, proper British.
I'd like to clarify. I wasn't thinking of just one in particular.
Yeah, I was going to say that I'm helping you out here. There wasn't just one that sold himself like
that.
Right.
As
soon as Triple H came along with a fishing rod and a fiver, they're like, So.
Oh, it's all the business, isn't it? We got swept up in the coolness, the carnage. We forgot ourselves.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
NXT, where most of the people that we're just talking about now have ended up. MSK, formerly known as the Rascals, defeat Killian Dane and Drake Maverick to move on to the Dusty Classic semi-finals.
I wanted
Hearts
them to
broken
win.
Everywhere.
I know. Why have they done that? I know they're the new guys and they want them to win stuff, but not against Killian and Matt Drake. Never mind.
Grizzled young vets do the same after beating Kushida and Leon Ruff, who were attacked by The Way afterwards. They're saved by Dexter Loomis. Wow, go on, Jack. What does that not sound like?
Not The Way?
Yeah.
The way.
Shout out to Peter Dunne, by the way, who rocked up like a soccer mom in a soccer car, dropping off the kids and then driving away to go and have a glass of wine while they're at football train or something. You see that little bit of segment? That's what the vibes I was getting, that Pete Dunne was their mom.
Ah.
Danny and Wani. He was driving a Ford. Just me.
I'm waiting for Maffew to... Yeah.
In the women's tournament, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez advance over Alia and Jessie Kamea. Kamea.
With a great hot tag. When was the last time you saw a hot tag like that?
What happened?
She was there waiting for the hot tag for ages. She gets it, runs straight into Big Raquel and loses the match. It's fantastic. Flattened.
We see a preview of Tegan Knox doing a YouTube workout with Brie Larson. That's right. Yes, that Brie Larson.
Who's Brie Larson?
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
She's not.
Yeah, she's about 100 times more successful and popular in the real world than WWE is right now. And she's doing a YouTube workout. And I believe they also showed this or hyped this up on WWE Backstage as well.
Right.
which is bizarre that that's suddenly somehow getting this rocket push to the moon. Anyway, it's good to see her in the road to recovery, and she's publicly talked a lot about being a big Captain Marvel fan too.
Yeah.
I think that's Tegan Knox, not Brie Larson.
Well, I'm sure Brie Larson's a big Captain Marvel fan as well. If she looks at her bank account.
Right. Kurt Stallion is in line for a cruiserweight title shot. He's found attacked backstage, blaming Santos Escobar and the lads. Regal angrily confronts them and books the title match for next week and says if they attack Stallion again, there'll be consequences.
I liked his promo, where his little interview with Mackenzie. He was like, I'm the Lone Star, going down the long road on my own. 'Cause I'm a star, on my own, the Lone Star, superstar, Lone Star. It's very fluid, lovely.
Yeah. It's good. It wasn't the end of the segment, Matthew.
Oh, as they leave,
Oh.
Santos finds a car. Christ.
Card.
Finds a card. Yeah, Ford Focus. It's Pete Dunne. Santos finds a card under his belt that reads, "The end is near." Oh,
Fire.
Sweet. And the WF Armageddon theme starts playing, I imagine.
Oh, someone's having an argument outside. I can hear shouting.
Tell us, what's happening?
I love an argument outside.
Take your headphones off. Oh, don't see you.
I feel like they were arguing as they were walking past my window, which is a shame.
No, this is Jack's house. Ah, you're right. The rotten eggs out.
Oh.
Sorry.
What was I going to say? Oh, no.
Carrying cross, probably.
About carrying cross?
Well, that's what the
The
card
end
is,
is
isn't
near.
it?
Oh, carrying cross. I thought it was going to be Boa and Xia Li.
There was a promo earlier in the night on this one where Scarlett sat there with cards and she's speaking in tongues. I don't know what she's speaking.
I thought Big Boa was coming for the cruiserweight belt.
Maybe that makes most, because there's definitely that promo where she sat there with the cards going like, people are going to die. The end is happening.
Yeah, is that the woman in the thing at the big market? Is that what she sounds like in the wagon?
I've got no idea who you're talking about.
Wow, that is a niche.
There used to be a wagon in the big market that people would get their like palms read in and stuff. And I've never been in, but I'm assuming that's what a Geordie fortune teller would sound like. People are going to help you or die. And that.
Yeah, she's saying that, but she's doing out poker cards. Tony Storm calls out Io Shirai, and they brawl in the ring. Mercedes Martinez gets involved too, but Tony ends up standing tall with Io's belt. Ooh.
Ooh.
Bronson Reed and Isaiah
Iranu.
Scott have a fun match, which Reed wins. That sounds good. I like Bronson Reed.
Yeah, his little push is carrying on. He's getting a bit of a Pushington, as Ross would say. I've stolen your Ington thing there, yeah.
That's completely fine, Jack. It's crap anyway.
It's licious now, isn't it, anyway?
That's it. I've made it part of my streams now. FIFA-licious. I can't help it now. It's part of my everyday vernacular. With
Oh no!
thanks to Adam and his. I'm going to get myself some Chickalicious.
At least you're not saying like Bizzle Clizzle and everything, because the the Good Brothers did that too much on AEW. I was going to say, but I forgot to mention it.
You're only saying that because you're not as cool as those cool cats.
There's Kizul Kazat brother in the wrestling Brazil ring.
I did like how they called
Izzle running through your veins, Izzle.
what they called Don Callis. It was like the Donaconda.
The Donaconda. Don't swizette the Donaconda, brother.
Cool. Lorcan and Birch face Finn Balor and his hand-picked tag partner, Kyle O'Reilly. Dun, dun, dun.
We knew that already.
Yeah, we did. The good guys win, but Pete Dunne jumps Balor afterwards. That's not the way. Hey, twice in one thing. And there's Jack has just done. He snaps Balor's fingers as the rest of the Undisputed Era run to the ring before leaving.
I try to make the noise, but I'm wearing too many clothes to do it.
You take some off them.
No.
All right, Matt.
I thought that was the tease. Like, oh, too many clothes.
I'm just so warm in this room.
And that was a magnificent episode of NXT. I'm sure it was.
It was okay.
I enjoyed it.
I feel like
I'm glad
Dynamite.
to hear that.
I feel like Dynamite edged it this week just a little bit.
That was the week in wrestling.
Let's have a rummage in our mail bags.
Let's have a little old look in the mailbag. And what have we... Oh, not a good one to start off with. Number one, hello, podcast dudes. Last week's podcast had a southerner from the United States ask you questions about your local phrases. And I got to thinking. Sadly, I am from the anus of the US. Or as it is labelled on the map, Mississippi. These are his words.
Oh.
But we have some interesting sayings. I would love to hear what you guys think these phrases mean. These are some I hear and say on a daily basis. I will be sure to not give you too much grief for how wrong you are, because most of the things we say make no sense whatsoever. Give it a shot. Before we do have a little look at these lovely expressions, I'm sure, apparently there was something we said, either collectively or it was just me, because I talk a lot of crap on this show, that annoyed some Southern Americans. That sounds bad, doesn't it? Yeah, not Southern Americans, that's like Mexico. Southerners. Not British, not Londoners, Southerners from the United States. And I don't recall what we said. I think I made a passing joke because we talked about colloquialisms. I did say, yeah, kiss me grits.
We didn't say anything. What happened was I denied that I thought this person was from the South, I think, because they say y'all. And in my ramble about that, I may have said something a bit insulting towards.
Oh, right. What did you say?
I've got no idea what I actually said, but I didn't mean any malice. Just a bit of the old banter Rooney, wasn't it? Wait.
It's a good football mind response. I do not recall saying that. If I did, I'm very sorry.
I didn't see the incident in question. Should I have a look at that?
Cool there. So we all love South Americans. Even if I'll stop doing I love it when the guys go, what genre of film should I watch? Should it be a comedy, a western,
oh no,
he's horror?
Yeah, he brings that joke up, Ross, every week. Every week he gets something out of that joke.
Another email in the mailbag this week saying that's not how Americans say it, Maffew. It's actually
probably not that.
Horror.
You just said exactly the same.
Yeah.
Now
2 syllables.
Oh no! You think that thing I said wasn't serious? I'm sorry, lads.
I've got to say I've only been to America a few times, and I've been to Florida and Texas, man. I'm a proper Southern boy myself, lads.
Oh no! Don't do this. Some of my best friends are Southern.
No, I found it very hospitable. Everyone was lovely, very talkative.
For what it's worth, which is absolutely sweet FA, I preferred Dallas to Orlando.
Yeah, same.
So there's a point for the South.
The only problem is that all the bars shut quite early on. And after WrestleMania, when you want to go for a drink, ghost town. That aside, lovely. Wish we'd gone when it was New Orleans. That seems like the funnest one. But yeah.
Everyone says how great it was, the New Orleans one. Anyway, before we need to kiss up the Americans some more, let's have a shot at this, okay? Number 1, I'll be there, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
If God allows it, and I can reach there without any water-based impediment.
Yeah.
I'll be there if I can. I'll be there
unless God hates me and causes a flood.
I'll be there if I can make it.
I think that's a good reason for not attending something.
Yeah.
Give your mama some sugar.
Give your mama a kiss.
Yeah. I think what's happened here is because all pop culture is American, we've got an advantage over people trying to guess our slang terms because we're maybe a bit more familiar with some of them from just everything on telly being American.
Give your mama some sugar. Yeah, it does mean kiss. All right, cool. Fine.
I know.
Well done. I had to check that one. I had no idea.
Believe me and Ross. We're authorities on the matter.
I didn't think you'd know the answers.
I am actually American, you know. I might look Scottish, but I'm American.
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart. Will you say that? Bless his little cotton socks.
Aye.
Yeah.
How canny are you?
Yeah.
Unless it's not. Maybe it's something else we don't know.
If you say something nice, it's like thank you.
Die,
thank you.
Thank
you. Thank you. Is that what it means?
Bless your heart. Die, bitch.
How's your mama and nem? Mama spelled mama, and then N and then N-E-M. Mama and them.
Mama and them. Like how's your family? How's your mum and all the others as well?
That must be it. Yeah.
How's that lot? How is it like you go in there with your friends and all them? It's like that.
Yeah, I can see that. Someone has the sense that God gave a pissant or pissant.
Oh, no idea at all.
I think that says that they don't like that person.
Triple H called AEW a pissant company, didn't he?
Yeah,
on the Hall of Fame.
I've heard he was on the Hall of Fame one week. I remember that one. Yeah, God gave a pissant. Is that like a village is missing its idiot?
I've got a bit of a. I'll look at that after. Cool. I just found a website that was called 12 Strange Phrases You'll Only Hear in Mississippi.
Ah.
Oh.
You're being ugly.
Oh, maybe you're
I
being...
like you.
Maybe it means you're being miserable, moody.
Yeah,
Do you think?
I can see
I don't
that.
think it literally means you don't look great today, mate.
Yeah, because if you're being ugly, it's a way of thinking.
You know when you're hungover and someone can tell and they go, "Oh, you look rough today. You look tired."
Yeah.
Have you ever had that when you've not been hungover? Because I have. Someone's go, "Oh, big night last night," and I just pretended it had been because I was ashamed of how rough I look.
No comment. All get out.
Sorry.
All ALL get GIT out.
All get out.
Get out.
Is it like? Is that like? Is that like closing time at the bar?
Hey, all of you, piss off.
Get. Yeah. I think that's what it means.
Maybe.
That's how I'm going to use it. Nuttier than squirrel poo. I've used that.
We use that. Yeah.
It's a nice expression.
Crazy. Cray.
Yes.
Trailer Swift.
What's a British expression? He's bleeding mental, he is.
Daft as a brush.
He's lost his marbles.
He's bleeding mental, he is. I mean, yeah.
I know the proper Southerners over here, as well as the American ones.
Oh, we're going to annoy the proper Southerners.
Exactly.
God, hate them. They think we've got nout up here. Knee culture.
Culture, have you not even been to Leeds? He's too big. Sorry, he's too big for his britches.
Bertie Big Bollocks.
Big bollocks, yeah.
Big, yeah. Oh, and the last one is a while ago. Wall, AGO, while ago.
While ago?
Sounds like an Australian thing, that one.
While ago.
Bit of a while ago there, mate.
Can you Google that while I...
Bit of a...
I am dying to... Oh, what do you think? While ago.
Do you want to step outside for a fight, like?
I found it.
I think it'll be... Wait a minute, I'll guess. I think it'll be like, hey, mate, do you want to eat this 5-star rated spicy chili? While ago? Of course I will.
Like YI?
Yeah, it's the YI for Mississippi.
Apparently it's a type of catfish. It's a large freshwater catfish, but I'm wondering
Oh,
if
an
it's
actual
used-
catfish. Right,
But
sorry.
apparently it also means like not right now, a little while ago. I ran off the road a while ago, now I can't go to Taco Bell.
Damn it.
Wow. God damn.
Also,
God damn. What in tarnation?
yeehaw.
Wait, we're going a bit western now. We're going a bit western.
Yeah, it's like, we don't know much about Mississippi, I'm sorry. I'm dying to hear what you could come up with, and thank you guys for being so integral in keeping us all sane during our
thank you very
respective
much.
lockdowns. Love always, Kayla. That's Kayla Moonshoes.
Oh, Caleb
We all know
Moonshoes.
Caleb
How's
Moonshoes.
the little one? Hope that they're doing well.
How's the band, body lad?
How's the little one?
Yeah. I hope the band hadn't been ugly and you've been getting out when you've been telling them to.
Do you want me to go through these 12 common Mississippi phrases? Because some of them are the same as the ones we...
If they're good.
I'm craving some nabs. Some nabs. I'm craving some nabs.
Shrimp.
Nabs are peanut butter crackers.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
How's your mama and them? That's also we've had that one. Ask how someone's family's doing. I'm being treated like a red-headed stepchild. No, you'd hear that elsewhere.
I've heard that, yeah.
Give me some sugar, yeah. I'll be there, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. That is, Mississippians are fully aware that some things are just out of their control. And that's where this phrase comes in. It's used by someone to imply that they'll do something or show up somewhere unless some unforeseen circumstance occurs. We got that one, right? Go up the road a ways. That's go up the road a little bit. That's
Around the corner.
A while. Go up the road a long way. A ways away.
So it says here, so how long is a ways? Well, it varies, but it's often preceded by either a little or a long to keep things getting too confusing. I had to carry Mama to the doctor. If an outsider heard this, they'd probably wonder why you didn't just drive. A Mississippian will tell you that no one literally carried anyone anywhere. Well, what does it mean then? It hasn't explained to me what it means. What kind of Coke do you all want with supper? Only a Mississippian would know how to answer this question. I don't get that one either. The person
Pepsi Max.
who wrote this has just given up halfway through, it seems. Shane got the sense God gave a pissant. An ant is clearly lacking in the common sense department, so it's just a polite way of saying that someone isn't behaving in the smartest way. 2 left, three left, finer than frog's hair, really thin.
Finer than frogs. That's nice. I like that one.
Yeah. And the food is runt. Ruined food. Jeet yet is just did you eat yet? Jeet yet? Brandine? Jeet yet?
Go get. Go get.
Oh, where's Brandine? Did she eat yet? She's off shooting ferrets on the prairie. No, wait, prairies on in Mississippi. What are they?
Mississippi woman, Mississippi man, we came together when we time again.
After last week when we called
I was going to say, like, did we just apologise for saying all these things and now it's yo?
To be honest, the only thing I know about Mississippi is from True Detective Season 1, where, it's a scary family of, like, cult. Like, it's brilliant. Really good. My family has been here a long, long time. Whoa, creepiness. Very good.
And the true detective goes, can I join? They goes, no, you need to get.
Get.
Sorry. Number 2. Oh, for Christ. Number 2. Howdy, boys. What are these questions? All right. I just wrote out to my letterbox to send you the... No,
I heard some hollering by the OK Corral. Hope everyone's all right now.
What in the wide world of sports is going on? Okay, I have been big fans of all of you for years now. Well, sorry to end that run till now. I'm not even sure where to begin with thanking you. Yeah, you can hold them. You all have been instrumental with my continued enjoyment of pro wrestling, even when the product is subpar. I have that's a term. It means his dad's a submarine. I have a Royal Rumble quiz for you wonderful folks.
Oh.
I have been maintaining my own spreadsheets with stats since 2016. Oh, nice. Good. Another Rumble quiz.
Come on. Come on, then. If it's a recent one, then I might have a chance here.
Are we ready?
More action in this mailbag than there was in the bloody wrestling.
Are we ready, lads? Royal Rumble quiz. The first 3 questions. The first 3 questions
2 seconds. Can I just finish doing the little letter?
Oh, God,
I'll get upset. The quiz pertains to winners, the final 4, and the finals of the Rumble. I count finals as when the final entrant of the Rumble has entered the ring. Okay. I am only counting Rumbles at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view because screw the greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
On to the quiz. Go on, Ross. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
So the first 3 questions pertain to Royal Rumble winners. Question 1. Everyone knows...
Wait. Are we doing fastest thought first, or are we buzzing in, or what? Are we doing take turns?
Oh, good, yes. Because then we can go... We have to do an American sound effect, can't we?
So Maffew, your American sound effect...
if I think I know the answer.
Jack, your American sound effect is...
Howdy.
Everyone knows Stone Cold Steve Austin holds the record for the most Rumble wins at 3. But can you name any of the 6 other wrestlers who share second place at 2 wins each?
Yeehaw!
Maffew got in there first.
Randy Orton.
Correct. You could have also had Triple H, Batista, John Cena, Shawn Michaels, or Hulk Hogan. Question 2. Who holds the record for the longest time between Rumble wins, and how long... It's a 2-part question. And how long was their time between wins?
Howdy.
Jack
Is it Triple H?
First part correct.
14 years.
Second part correct.
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
Question 3. Who is the only wrestler to win multiple Royal Rumbles from the same entrant number? What a piece of trivia.
Oh, that's a good question.
Same number. I don't know this, actually.
Same entry number.
Howdy.
Jack the Jobber.
Batista?
It bloody well is as well.
Whoa!
Batista was at number 28 in both 2005 and 2014.
I thought he'd have been number 30, but... Oh, no, because in 2014, Rey Mysterio was 30, and everyone got very cross, yeah.
The next 2 questions pertain to the coveted, not just any Final 4, the coveted Final 4. What wrestler has the most Final 4 appearances at 7? So 7 Final 4 appearances.
Howdy now. Oh.
Jack the Jobber got in there first, I think.
John Cena?
Incorrect, Maffew.
Kane.
Incorrect. It's Randy Orton. In 2006, 7, 9, 11, 12, 17, and 20. Question number 5.
Gosh darn it.
Roman Reigns has been in the Final 4 for 6 of the last 7 Rumbles between 2014 and 2020. What year did Roman not make it into the Final 4?
14.
Howdy.
Jack.
2016.
Incorrect.
Are you joking? Oh, he came back. He went backstage and then he came back. He had a little rest.
It's over to Maffew.
Oh, then it'll be a yeehaw 2016.
That's what I said.
That's what Jack said.
But that was the one Oh.
Both incorrect. The answer on this bit of paper in front of me is 2019, where the final four was allegedly Andrade, Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, and Seth Rollins.
So in 2016...
Was it?
He didn't get eliminated. He got pulled out under the bottom and then put through the announce table. And he went backstage and had a rest. Then he came back out again later on. And
I misunderstood because I thought you just said the answer, so I said that, not realising that's... You were just saying, oh, I did the wrong one.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
But then Ambrose was the last one in against Triple H, wasn't he? Yeah.
These questions are about the finals of the Rumble.
So from the time number 30 has entered the match.
Question 6. What Royal Rumble had the most wrestlers in the ring for their finals?
Ooh. Yeehaw.
Maffew.
2004?
Incorrect.
I'll guess 2015.
It was 2009 with a staggering 15 wrestlers in the ring at once.
Bloody hell.
What? Wow.
On the reverse side, what Rumble had the least amount of wrestlers in the ring for their finals?
Oh, howdy now, partners.
Jack?
1995.
Incorrect.
Well, they'd have to have at least 2 then, wouldn't it? Not most 2. Nothing's coming up. I'm going to guess, yeehaw! 2012.
2010. With only 4 wrestlers, Shawn Michaels, John Cena, Edge, and Batista. Final question. What Royal Rumble entrant number statistically has the worst chance of survival?
Okay. I'm trying to think of just the worst number.
I love Rumble trivia, me. I could sit and listen to that woman, who does the voiceover for here's the Royal Rumble by numbers. I could listen to her all day long.
They do this video every year.
Oh,
so
fantastic.
you'd think I'd know the answer to the least lucky.
I don't think they talk about that.
No,
though.
I don't think they do either because it was news to me as well. I've never heard.
Oh, do they
this
not?
one.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm gonna yeehaw.
Maffew.
Is it number 13?
Incorrect.
Yeah. Well.
Howdy now, friends. Number 4.
The answer is number 9.
Oh.
Never had a winner. Never had a Final Four appearance.
It's 4 out of... Oh, never. Oh, right. It's never even got close. Right. Fair enough.
Never had a winner. Never had a Final Four appearance, and only had 1 appearance in the finals, which was Dangerous Danny Davis in 1988.
Yeah, that's a bad number. That's
Hope you
a
didn't
bad
draw number 9 in your Royal Rumble pools. Tee.
Oh, we should do one of them with the lads in the office.
We probably should, shouldn't we? We never do that, do we?
Not-
we'll have
not
to do
enough time.
a Twitch stream while Adam's taking his Tuesdays off him. Because
When we draw.
I said to him, by the way, I was like, we're going to do that Twitch where we watch the first podcast back. He was like, that's a great idea.
Oh, we're actually doing it. Oh,
So
no.
we'll do it. I think Andrew's going to take this Tuesday in his place, so maybe a week on Tuesday. Should we pencil that in, lads? Do you want to get your diaries out?
Yeah, my busy Tuesdays.
So wait, this upcoming...
okay.
This
So
upcoming Tuesday?
the 9th of February, potentially.
Okay, the 9th
Okay.
of February. Fair enough.
We'll pencil that in for a...
Sounds awful.
Okay, well,
Sick-
not now because I'm on the podcast. I'll write it down there. Cool.
I'll be there, God willing, and the creek don't rise.
Hey. Hope you enjoyed the quiz and take care, y'all. I didn't want to make this too long, so I'll save my question for next time.
Okay.
Very respectfully, Scott from Scott Air Force Base, Illinois.
Oh, Scott, you're right, mate.
But they named it after you. Oof. Hey.
Thank you for that, Scott. It was fantastic.
Speaking of Rumble, before I forget, how was the Rumble marathon?
It was all right. We did it in shifts, so... Well, I mean, I say we did it in shifts, but Adam did, like... I mean, we got demonetized... we got taken off YouTube, so that pushed things back over an hour. So Adam did a hell of a shift from, like, maybe it was about 1 a.m. all the way through. Or was it late? It was maybe 2 a.m. all the way through until about 20 to 3 in the afternoon. And then...
So what happened?
Well, it wasn't like... Because the timing of it was fantastic, because I was sat there speaking about Far Eastern... Fresh Far Eastern the Graps, to say the name but not say the name, to replace Fresh. And then all of a sudden, within 2 minutes, the YouTube video got taken down. Someone's going, what? They've struck again, those bastards. But it wasn't. It was people tuning in to the stream and apparently expecting us to be showing the full Rumbles on our YouTube channel, which obviously we can't because of copyright issues and all that.
And then reporting us.
For deception and
Out of
scams
spite.
and stuff like that. So idiots expecting to see us airing WWE stuff in full, taking us down. So We took things over to Twitch. It went down well in the end. Me and Owen did. We took it home, brothers. It was all right in the end. Got finished at it was nearing on 4 o'clock in the morning on Monday morning. Maybe after 4, maybe close to 5.
Oh, you've just reminded me there. After this podcast, after we record this podcast, I've got to record my predictions with Owen. And he gets really cocky. He's going to be like that again.
I like that little...
He's not been like that for a while, but whenever he's on camera with me, he starts to get a bit like, "You all right there, mate? Yeah,
what does he get? A bit confident, a bit too big for his britches, and what's the expression for that?
Big too bitty, big bollocks, you might say, in fact.
Well, thank you for your explanation, Ross, and sorry to hear that some people in wrestling and in life are a shower of bastards.
Sabotage. Tell you.
Number 3. Ding dong, hello lads. Cheers for all the great content over the past year. I have a question for you guys, which has been in my mind recently. Can botches help matches? Provided no one gets injured, they can add a sense of realism and make it feel more of a fight. E.g., if someone is going to the top rope and slips or miss a strike, it's a minor thing, but can make the match feel more real. What do you guys think? Much love, Charlie from Yorkshire. Thank you, Charlie. From up to north for the southerners watching. Can botches make it? Sometimes when done right, absolutely.
I think it depends, yeah.
Because Joshua and Liger perfected the art of making a botch look good. We have matches, there's 2 I can think of. There's Great Sasuke and there's Gran Nawa. Said that name right. And when they would mess up a move or fall over or slip, Liger wouldn't go like, "Oh no, the script." Liger would just go, "Ha ha 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 ha, what an idiot." And then go on to, which is pretty much what, if you were a cocky wrestler, imagine, you would do if it was a proper match. You wouldn't go, scramble. You just go, "Ha ha, look at it, fall on his ass."
I can think of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens had a match at Battleground one year.
Yeah.
And Zayn went to do an Asai moonsault and nearly landed on his head, and Owen had to save his life and catch him. And after that, the match just soared because it added a sense of danger to proceedings. Danger, sorry. Danger.
Thank you. I was trying to think of my media terms in my head. What's a danger?
And petit déjeuner. Definitely, it can go both ways, can't it? I just thought it was a really interesting question. I never actually thought about it in that way before. Could it enhance the match? But in certain cases, it definitely does, doesn't it? But in certain cases, you just sat there going...
To segue, my favourite word, into the Rumble 2000 finish, which as we all know and love, saw the Big Show get Rock over his shoulder and then go, "Oh, I'm going to eliminate you," Rock holding the ropes and sending Big Show over, only for the Big Show to complain and moan and whine about actually the Rock's feet touched the ground first, until 3 weeks later he actually provided proof that showed that, yeah, Rock's feet did touch the ground first. And Brucey P was asked about it on Something to Wrestle With, and he just gave a very, "Yeah, well, that's what we did." And Conrad asked him, "Was that deliberate then? Did he plan that ahead, or did he just call a phony lap?" "Well, we worked it. We did the thing, the wrestle." He just didn't give an answer if it was or it wasn't. But so people are still speculating if that was or not. If it was, what a great way of getting up a feud between Show and Rock. And then Big Show was in the main event anyway, so who cares? So, number 4, Tope Con. Good evening, diddlers. I've been watching wrestling for 16 years and consider myself quite knowledgeable, but occasionally happen upon information and realise I've been completely wrong about something. Examples include thinking Harlem Heat were not siblings, briefly assuming that Onnie Lorcan was Scottish, and believing Murphy's finisher was called Round the Twist, despite having heard it being called Murphy's Law on TV, because Ross always said it with such delightful enthusiasm.
Yeah, that's Ross's fault, that.
Well done, mate. And so my question, are there any little things or facts in wrestling you always assume to be true until learning otherwise? Sending all my love now and forever, Hannah from Australia.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah.
Where's Buddy Murphy? I've just thought Hannah's just reminded me there.
It's good job. He's right here. I don't know where he is. Biding his time until he has to have that big Baron Corbin match with them. I don't care.
It's just disappeared.
Maybe he's the guy they're going to go to.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe that wouldn't make much sense, was it? Would it?
But it seems like he's hanging out in kayfabe. It seems like he's hanging out with them regularly. It wouldn't be like Mysterio's like, "I've just remembered a guy," because you'd think that he'd see Murphy on a semi-regular basis.
Where's Aaliyah? That's the question as well.
Where have they gone?
Honeymoon.
They're married, yeah.
Why not, eh?
Yeah.
They're in a dimension with Triple H. Having a good time, chilling. Things that you assume to be true in wrestling till learning that, no, it's not true.
Oh, God. See, I was trying to think of one just there from when I was a kid, but I can't. I can only think of one from when I was an adult. I thought that I believed what Bailey said when she spread the lie that Sasha Banks sang her own theme music. And I just believed that.
Oh.
Yeah. Got worked.
Well, while we're at it,
Got
Big
wizarded.
Show sung his own theme song.
Oh, yeah, but that makes sense.
Michael
Big Show.
PSA, isn't it?
Yeah, but I thought it was Big Show because it kind of sounds like him a bit.
Well, yeah, it sounds like he looks. It sounds like he looks, if that makes sense. I've heard that it's quite a phenomenon that kids often think that all the wrestlers sing their own theme music.
If I was
Like
a
Triple
wrestler,
H
I'd sing
singing
my
the-
own song.
Would you?
There's not enough. There's not enough around today, is there?
I can only think of Shawn Michaels.
Keith Lee.
Oh, yes.
Who else is there?
Well, Enzo and Cass
Yeah,
for recent ones. Can't think of any more. No.
there'd be more.
Yeah.
I was at least 2 years into working at What Culture before I learned that Robert Roode is not the son of Rick.
Oh.
I don't know why, but I always thought he was. And
Hey,
I've never-
that would make sense in a way, a little bit.
It was you who brought the news to me, Jack.
Was
I
it?
remember we shifted to the new office and we were all sat there, all the wrestling lads having a great time.
Don't remember this day.
And I don't know how he came up in conversation, but I was like, yeah, that's Rick's son, that, isn't it? And you turned around like, no.
Did I? I'm sorry.
Well, that was fine. I had to learn one day, didn't I?
I should have been more polite about it. I feel like current me, wouldn't have been confident in myself enough to just go, nah, it's not. I think I'd assume I was wrong and have to Google it to make sure.
By the time the red walls in that new office were up, you were the life and soul of that office. So
I wasn't even in on the day we moved into the new office because I remember I managed to get away with not helping move all the stuff. Maybe it was the day after or something, because I had to go home and live report on something, and I basically got to sit on my arse and type up some stuff, and everyone else was chucking boxes around. I felt like that's probably the luckiest day I ever had at What Culture. That.
me and
Crazy.
Matt Smith, we packed the boxes, and then instead of taking them to the new office, we went to Spoons.
Fantastic.
Taking a big chance there, we did. Took a big chance.
Where did you say you'd been?
We didn't. We just went home for the day. I think we just got our wires mixed up and just assumed that, we've packed the boxes now. We can go. We just went. And,
I thought you meant you had the boxes in your car.
oh, no.
Like you'd taken the boxes with you to Spoons.
No, this is when I was still living at home. My mum had to get the train into work, so couldn't locate, haul anything, I should say. Yeah.
Sorry, Matthew. Matt Smith was a lad we used to work with at What Culture. Nice
That's
guy.
cool. I just enjoy
Nice guy.
listening to you talk.
Nice guy. Very cool guy.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And what's he doing now?
I believe he works for the Newcastle United Foundation
Yes.
Lovely.
Until
Formerly-
recently, I was about to say it, but go on.
of Durham Cricket Club in
Yeah.
the media department.
Yeah. Loves his sport.
Fantastic. Can you think of any examples of things? 'Cause I thank you for talking about that because I thought, good, I'll think of something by the time it comes around to me. I have to talk about Matt Smith. Nothing. I think the only thing I've brought up several times is, I've said the Crash Holly thing loads of times. I'll say, I thought Sikosis' hair he had in the late 90s in WCW when he had the mask was real. He had the biggest perm. And he took it off. He came up with his bloody mask.
What? Like The Wasteland by T.S. Eliot? The biggest poem in Geordie?
Wow.
I thought Matthew out of
that
anyone
was good,
would
that,
have...
Jack.
I had to explain it, though.
No,
And it
that was
was
good
only-
because you got my attention. Oh,
it
leads
was
with the
only-
left, finishes with the right.
I
That's
should
the
have
Jack way.
gone for a more universally recognised poem, maybe. I couldn't think of one in time, so I just picked any long poem that I know.
Yeah. Yeah, so finding out that he didn't have his hair like Aretha Franklin was devastating to me.
Urethra Franklin.
I know, sorry. Those were the questions. What a great
Inner soul, urethra.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Please send your thoughts, opinions, quizzes, and whatever the hell's going through your brain during these trying times to mailbag@cultaholic.com. Reese's Pieces. Springboard dive, tope con hello. Since we're all doing Reese's Pieces about our jobs, I put forward to you a little list about my work.
Okay.
In a DIY shop. I won't say what one, but they fix a lot of screws.
Phenomenal.
Simply name a wrestler who you think would be best at a new grafting profession. Oh, they didn't typed up. Fastest thought first, if Jack knows what that means.
Right, I'm just going to put... Right, well, we'll see how this goes then. If I put Maffew Milton on there, that's going to go really well.
So, we'll go around and do Ross, Jack, Maffew. Electrician, also known as a Sparky.
Seth Rollins, first wrestler I thought of. I don't know what to do. I can't do fastest thought first.
We'll go Ross, Jack, Maffew. So what do you think, Ross?
The Rock.
Seth Rollins.
The most electrifying man.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah. Well, mine's Seth Rollins because he's the first wrestler I thought of.
I'm picking...
That's really annoyed me. That's really got me there.
I'm picking Goldust because he got electrocuted and then he got the stuttering. Which you shouldn't do if you're a Sparky. A plumber.
TL Hopper. Ha! He already was one. I should pick somebody else, shouldn't I? Who likes poo?
Oh, God.
Golden showers. I don't know. Goldust, golden showers. Stardust, because he was piss.
Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper.
Oh, that's good, that.
Do one, question asker, man. Or woman. Have we learned the name yet? No, okay.
We said it, but you were too busy thinking of a quick answer.
We haven't said it.
I'm going to say Baron Corbin because I'd rather clean me toilet than watch him.
No,
a plasterer.
Mine was the best that round. Mine was the best.
I love Salty Jack so much. A plasterer.
A plasterer.
Fastest thought first, guys. Fastest thought first. See, because I often go first, this is why I get saddled with the stigma.
A plasterer.
Oh, here. And Ross will get no abuse for this.
I'm just trying to think of a good pun. Puns just don't come around like that, unless you are actually funny.
Unless,
A plasterer.
And Jack's on his phone as well. Like, don't mind us.
I'll go for 2003 circa Triple H because he wore a lot of plasters, right?
Yeah.
An actual plaster. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
So he is therefore a plasterer.
I'll go for the Sandman because he was often plastered.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Good grafting there. I'm going to say DDP in 98 because he was wrapped up in plaster so often that his alternate outfit in WCW NWO Revenge was him with the taped ribs. A window cleaner. It says, I serve more of them than you think.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh, thank you for telling us that.
A window
Ross,
cleaner?
Who's always cleaning windows?
Who's always cleaning? Eddie Guerrero. Low rider.
You know what? We'll take it, Ross.
I'm not feeling inspired at the minute.
It's all right. All we need to do in this round, Ross, this is a sleeper hold for us. Just go pro Jack. Jack, what do you think?
I'm actually going to go for Reza of the Authors of Pain because around my local estate back in Jarrow, there was a window cleaner who was about 6'8" and looked a bit like Reza. So that's just a personal anecdote there for that one.
Good thought. I'm going to say Volta because he makes everything look so much nicer. A builder.
AJ Styles. Because it's the house that AJ SmackDown, that one.
Seth Rollins, the architect. Even though architects and builders are slightly different things, I'm sticking with that one.
The legendary Disco Inferno gimmick that never was, that he could... Christ. One of many Disco Inferno's ideas, he wanted the evil wrestling builder, Bill Ding.
Oh, what?
Have you not heard of any Disco Inferno? Oh, God.
Hang on, before you say this, right? He is a man, right, who said that me and Tom sat there singing a song about Keith Lee killed wrestling or something like that. And this dickheads want to be calling Bill Ding after being called Disco Inferno.
Again, I can't put over how much you need to go check out Disco Inferno's crazy book that people made fun of for years. And I thought he was taking the mick. And then they asked him, he goes, no, I genuinely had these ideas. I'll be quick. One of them was that several wrestlers would say there's a bit of a conspiracy going on in WCW that maybe some sort of tie in with the X-Files. And eventually, this stable would show up at WCW, and Mike Tenay would be leading them, and Mike Tenay would be revealed as an alien.
What? I've just found it on Wikipedia. Gilberti would occasionally joke with the creative team. Joke, it says, but
He did a video about it, about kayfabe commentary, deadly serious.
About potential angles. One included doing a Martian invasion storyline where the story would start with antenna coming out of Mike Tenay's head. Another one would include a pre-recorded vignette showing an empty locker room followed by a caption saying "Invisible Man coming soon."
Oh well, I guess we're ahead of the curve there.
Wait, what's this? Vince Russo claims that he was close to re-signing as a head writer of the WWE creative team in mid-2002, but requested that Gilberti be brought in with him. According to Russo, word got around about Gilberti's booking to the point that Vince questioned Russo's decision about bringing in Gilberti due to legitimate concerns and referenced the Martian invasion angle to him. Russo ended up not signing with WWE, and Gilberti was not signed either. That's according to Russo anyway. But so you know.
We'll bring you in, Russo. Everything back to normal. I need Disco Inferno. No. Jesus Christ, no. A carpenter.
Seth Rollins, room 619. He worked with wood then. Not remember that from a few years ago? Yeah.
I liked it, Ross. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for at least one of us making an effort.
The Dudley Boys. Wood, tables, wood, carpentry.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Just taking the easy way out there, but...
I'll go with Jesus Christ himself.
Walter.
A locksmith. No, it's Jesus Christ. A locksmith. No one's paying attention to this segment.
A locksmith?
A locksmith. Who works on locks.
The guy who works on locks. Enzo Amore. Because of Shark Cage. And that had a lock on it. Therefore, Enzo Amore.
I'm going to go for Vince McMahon with mine because he can open many doors for many wrestlers if he chooses to. I'm on a different level this week.
I spoke
I like how you started saying that. I'm going to say, for my choice, Vince McMahon.
The guy's come for me in the email, and I've risen to the challenge.
Yeah, took the bait. I like to see it. Locksmith. I can't think of an amusing. I'm very sorry. Keys.
Adam Pacitti.
Adam Pacitti, because he opened my door. There we go. Painter and...
Get your keys out, lads. This is something they do on the streams, apparently. I don't say apparently.
It's really weird, isn't it? The people who watch.
Yes.
It's really weird. It's almost like he's a CBeebies presenter. He's just entertaining the kids for a while. I
felt bad because I just nicked all of his stuff on the computer and just started doing it on the Rumble stream. I was doing the Jackie Chan thing. I was playing the Michael Barrymore. I'll see you when you get
No,
there.
Please stop, Rob, please.
It's all right, Aiden.
Once was enough.
Aiden, I was about to say something about Owen there, and I said Aiden by accident. Aiden's done nothing wrong. Owen also bends to the will of the chat. Last night on the Football Manager stream, I got so angry, and he took the chat side. Oh.
What happened, Jack?
You got angry? No.
Unprofessional, on camera. Doesn't sound like
we went up. It was a really tense game, and we went up 3-2. And I wanted to, about 20 minutes left, I wanted to make some changes, maybe shut the game down a little bit. and Owen and the chat both said to me, don't change it when you're winning, when you're ahead. It's good working. And I went, well, we've conceded 2 goals as well. And then they were like, no, keep it the same. Keep it the same. Don't go defensive. We lost 5-3. And I was foaming. I was absolutely like genuine anger. And then Owen was like, don't say that about them. And I said, oh, they're all wrestling fans. They're all losers anyway, which I regret saying, I know.
Anyway, so you can get back on your side by doing a good entry here. Painter and decorator.
Oh, Dexter Loomis, he does paintings, doesn't he?
Oh, that's right. Aye.
I will go for the artist formerly known as Prince Ikea.
Why?
That was music.
I'll go for...
Do you know who Prince was?
Yeah. He was a famous painter.
Okay, just
he did that landscape, Purple Rain.
Yeah.
Can we move on now? I've tried my best there.
Painter and decorator. Any crap Disco Inferno gimmicks? No. I'll go with Cactus Jack because he painted many a ring red.
Aye.
A mechanic.
One of the Revival, because they used to be mechanics, didn't they?
Oh, nice. The other what now? I'll go for MJF because he drives me around the bend. Bloody hell! This is the way I'm answering this is like first date.
This is blind date.
Blind date. I mean, yeah.
Ross, if you were a mechanic and I was a car, what would you do? Well, Scylla, I'd check under your hood and check your pipes were fixed.
I've just realised that not only Dave Meltzer is the person I most want to see on a blind date because not only is he a journalist, but also he would take all the answers so literally. He wouldn't be able to do like a joke. There was once a blind date at my uni, and a few of the lads had gotten word of what the first question was going to be. So like the girl would say like, what's your favorite type of fruit? But they already knew and they prepared an answer. And so like one of my mates was like, I like strawberries because even though they're small, they're really delicious, or some bollocks like that. And then my mate Ron, who didn't have a clue that this was going to be the question, heard a few of these saucy answers and then just went, I like apples because they're nice. I was like, oh, you hero. That's absolutely fantastic. He didn't win. He didn't win blind date.
Oh.
I've never come across a Ron. That's like roughly my age. That's amazing.
Yeah, Ron, he works for Sky Sports now. He does some live football reporting. Very nice job.
Yeah.
Really good guy, Ron.
Dude, I hope there's a bit where it's like, and now we're checking Twitter now and people are talking about the match. Asking me if I like apple. That joke. 10 years ago, for God's sake.
Lads, my calves are starting to go. I'm having to lie down. They've been jammed in.
You're working very hard, so don't worry about it. A rail worker.
Hulk Hogan, because he did all the rails back in the 80s.
Nice.
Up his nostrils.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
My calves are literally cramping. I don't know what to do.
You get Owen in to stretch you.
You meant to put them on the floor?
Oh, yeah, get Owen. Owen.
You meant to pull your heel back.
Owen.
Pull your toes back. There you go.
For audio people, Jack is on his back on the couch in an alluring manner, putting his legs up in the air, trying to stretch the cramp away. He looks to be both in pain and laughing at the position he's found himself in. Oh, he's motioning for a 450 splash, John Crono style. I don't recommend that, Jack. That's not going to help you cramp.
For a sub, I'll go for A-Train.
Good one. I was going to say that. Rail worker.
Oh, sorry.
Trains, choo-choo.
Woof, woof, choo-choo.
Thomas, the leader from the... Oh, there we go. Well done, Maffew. And finally, this epic. A DIY... What?
What's that?
A DIY? That's not a proper phrase.
A handyman.
Yeah, handyman. Bobber job.
Bobber job? What's a bobber job like?
Give a bob to a guy for a job. 2 bob job if it's a big job.
Never heard that before. Who's a handy wrestler? Oh, steady on there, Ross. That'll go one or two ways, that.
Jack off all trades.
Pete Dunne. He likes to see those fingers. He's a handy wrestler. He uses his hands.
I'm going to go for Andrade because he's on the shelf. It's
That
like
was
when
actually all right. That was actually all right.
It's like when someone doubts Michael Jordan, and I took that personally, and I just started yes. What? This would be my best Reese's Pieces ever.
You're like Max Holloway the other week, just throwing the answers.
I'm the best boxer in the UFC.
I don't even care about the question. DIY, I'm going to say Phoenix because he can fix any bad match.
Okay.
It's a bit of a sweet way of ending it, but I had fun during that. A mammoth session of Reese's Pieces and Angry Jack stories. The person who has no idea what they're doing yet somehow manages to keep their... Right. I thought this was the guy's name. Oh, there's another bloody one. The person who has no idea what they're doing yet somehow manages to keep their job. Right, as a wrestler.
Right, okay. Person who does no idea
I thought that was him introducing himself.
Person who has no idea what they're doing, but manages to keep their job is the...
Not,
Oh,
I don't,
we all know someone like that, don't we?
I feel like a twat, but Nia Jax. It's the first one that came to mind.
Oh, that's shocking, that.
I'll go for a slightly more kind one. I'll say Rob Gronkowski. He's in the Super Bowl anyway. He doesn't care.
That's a good point there.
He's left WWE and he's gone straight back to the Super Bowl.
Good lad. Charlotte Flair. The person who is an anti-masker.
Take it, Nia Jax. Take your pick of any of them.
I was going to say, bloody hell, how long is this?
I've got one.
I'll go on.
Is it the one? Going to say Kane because he lost his.
He actually is as well. He voted against it, didn't he?
Oh, and he is. Oh my God, it works both ways. Bloody hell.
I'm going to say, like the last week, low key. Because this guy, he obviously is like, oh, we got lied to.
And everyone's low key done now.
He did like a big Quanon thing and about vaccines and everything. And every wrestler just started reading his messages, but doing his voice. Like, I'm low key and I think that we have been lied to. Like, everyone's just making fun of this really hard bastard. The person who would send their partner in because they can't be asked to get out of the van.
Sorry, what was the question?
The person who would send their partner in because they couldn't be asked to get out of the van.
Faster stuff. Yeah.
I was just speaking to Adam about work. That would be
fair.
MJF. I don't know. Send Jericho in there. He did that a lot this week on Dynamite, didn't he?
He did.
Driving out the ring.
Sorry, I'm only bitter because of the connotations of this email. I'll go for Stephanie. She doesn't show up much anymore. Sends her partner in a way. Triple H in sometimes. There we go.
Diesel. For that legendary Young Bucks story where they're at an indie show together. Diesel already wrestled and the promoter came out and goes, can you go to the ring and like powerbomb the champion? Diesel went, yeah, for another $3,000. Oh. The promoter got the $3,000 out. He gave it to him. He goes, all right, cool. Put on his shorts, went out and powerbombed him.
That's the most Kevin Nash story, and I don't know if it's true.
I wish I had that in me. I couldn't. I'll be like, oh yeah, you've paid me already. I'll go and do a little bit more for you, no problem.
I know, but you know.
Can you eat another lasagna on stream?
Nice to be nice, isn't it? I'd like to think that promoter had been a dick to him, but I don't know.
Thank you for the podcast every week as it helps my commute to work. Just to fuel the feud between Maffew and Jack and make Maffew giggle, I'm listening to the podcast right now, and Jack is talking while I type this. So I know I'm not missing anything important. He's more than likely talking about some indie band from 2000 that no one knows.
Bloody hell. Well, he's made a fool of himself there because I've absolutely crushed his question, demolished it, sent it back to him.
Anyway, thanks for reading my question. Much, much love from Sean.
All right,
P.S.
Sean.
I am from the Welsh Valleys.
Stay there, dickhead.
And I'm missing you guys making fun of people's accents. So please try your best Welsh accents.
No, I don't want to do that. Don't want to give Sean the gratification. And I can't. It's also an accent that I can't do. I'm bad at it. Can anyone?
Here. Come here. Come here. They just say here funny, don't they? Here.
It's like just you heard one Welsh farmer. Thought it was dog.
Come here.
We're living in the valleys.
We go down the valleys, don't we?
Stressing the last bit of the sentence, you know.
Go down the pub in the valleys. Eat some coronation
driver.
chicken.
Hey, Ponty Pandy. I'm realising, sorry. It's me thinking I'm good.
I can't do that one. And I think I back myself on a lot of accents, but not Welsh is not one in my wheelhouse, unfortunately, Sean. I'm sorry.
Oh, they're going to be devastated. What? Oh my God in heaven! Sorry, there's some Jamaican tourists just walking in the valleys.
Gonna be bloody gutted they are.
Can we have someone? Can we have someone from Belfast or Derry message in next week? Because I can do a bloody good Northern Irish one.
The challenge has been made, whatever, by Jack the Jobber. If you want to send in a brutal question like this person's done, please send them. And also send your Reese's Pieces wherever you're from. We'd love to hear from people in different colloquialisms and insults you give us every week. Right at mailbag@cultaholic.com.
Just like to say, I don't actually think Sean's a dickhead, and I feel bad now. I do this a lot. I backtrack a lot, but yeah.
It's all right, because we will cut that bit out and it will look like a dick.
I reckon Sean was in tears and tuned out anyway before this little bit at the end here.
Doesn't listen to me anyway, he said.
Sean's cancelling his subscription.
It's Cultaholics.
Big question.
What a great podcast.
Big sigh there. Big sigh on that one.
Royal Rumble size one. You know how Jim Ross always goes, wow, get ready for the flame grill, picture in picture. It's like that. Ready for the Royal Rumble big question. Which is, what is going to be the best match at this Sunday's Royal Rumble? A bit awkward for us right now because as of the date of this video, so of course something's going to happen tomorrow where 5 matches will be announced. Currently we have Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens in a last man standing match for the WWE Universal Championship. Drew McIntyre versus Goldberg for the WWE Championship. Asuka and Charlotte Flair defending the women's tag team titles against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. And of course the men's and women's Royal Rumble match.
I don't think more are going to be added. There's already 2 Rumbly Bumblies. Quite long.
You're right. I think because of the situation and because it's the Rumble, it's always going to be a long match, pay-per-view anyway. That's a comfortable thing. So we'll probably get some pre-show thing with, I don't know, Apollo and Sammy and Big E. That's not the question.
Yeah, maybe that.
The question is, what's going to be the best match? I am hyped for both men's and women's Royal Rumble matches. Even with everything going on, this Sunday, I am still very naively and stupidly, I appreciate it, looking forward to the Royal Rumble. Both of those matches, if nothing else. What about yourself, Ross? Because you're obviously a professional. Are you still able to look at the Royal Rumble matches with that same anticipation and excitement as you once did?
Yes, it's out of WWE's calendar. It's I think it's the only pay-per-view I look forward to each year, which it sounds terrible in this line of work, but you'd understand if you did it. It's weird when you have to sit there and analyze everything and take the fun out of it all. But you kind of take the fun out of the Royal Rumble because it's the Royal Rumble and it's always fun. And just because of this alleged spooky ending, it's got to be the men's Rumble, hasn't it? That'll be the best match. Good or bad, it'll be memorable forevermore.
I disagree, actually. I'm going to just say that I feel like usually in previous years, the men's Rumble's quite a good bet. Like if you had to put money on what the best match is going to be at the Rumble, men's Rumbles recently have been fantastic. But this year, that WrestleVotes tweet's got me a little bit nervous, Ross. And I just don't know what this scary ending's going to be. And we don't know if the scary ending's definitely going to happen because the tweet said that it was being given consideration. They might not even go with it. But I'm a little bit scared. I don't think it's going to be Goldberg and Drew. I might go with the Women's Royal Rumble this year. A lot of potentially exciting candidates in there as long as Charlotte doesn't win. That's my caveat. But she won last year, so I don't think she will. I think we'll get a new winner. Maffew.
Other than the Rumble, Roman and Owen. Roman. Should be good. They've had good chemistry these past few months. No real interest in the women's tag title match. Sorry. Yeah. Drew Goldberg. I hope it's over in 3 minutes.
It will be.
That could be like Brock and Goldberg at WrestleMania 33. That was good for how long it was. Could be like that.
It was about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was
That was really exciting. Yeah, it was really good.
It's just when you go see a band, a legendary old band, the Rolling Stones, AC/DC, you just want to hear the hits. No B-sides, no drum solos, just play the hits and then sod off.
I've got a very vivid memory of that WrestleMania. when do you know when Goldberg went for the spear and Brock jumped over him, like leapfrogged him, and suddenly I was out of my chair. It was like Sunderland were clean through. I didn't know I'd got up, but then I just looked around and I'd stood up, and I was like, God, I'm a miggity mark once again. I'm a fan, and those two big lads did that. So maybe it could be good. Drew's good. Maybe it could.
Well, we've already talked for so long, and I've very little to talk about when it comes to the Rumble.
Are you all right?
Yeah. No, I'm fine. It's just like I'm ran out of energy, I think.
Fair enough. Yeah, I can understand. Yeah.
To be honest with you, it's like talk about the Rumble. It's like it's gonna be mint.
Yeah,
what
it's
else?
gonna be good.
I'm gonna do my best to enjoy it.
Yes.
Even if it isn't that good because of lack of crowd and COVID and everything and this spooky special, the R-Truth of the big white sheet going, I'm a ghost. Even all that, remember, there's still no way it could be bad as 95 or 96.
Yeah.
So, any other closing thoughts, lads? I know. Royal Rumble. Wouldn't it be nice if we could watch along that with somebody, some nice cultaholic looking lads? No. Is that happening?
I think it is.
I believe it's his last stream, before he goes away for a bit.
I'm assuming
Wow.
Adam's doing it. Yeah.
What a great way to say goodbye forever to Adam Pacitti.
Not forever. Not forever. God, our rates will plummet. No, he's coming back. He's having a little break. But that should be... Do you know if it's on YouTube or Twitch, Ross? I think it's on YouTube.
I think it's on YouTube until people assume he's going to stream the Rumble in full himself, even though he doesn't own the footage, and they'll have a go at the stream, which is what happened to us last weekend. Bastards.
Well,
Hopefully, with people understanding the concept of a one Rumble watch along, that's not going to be there. Then this will go much better.
Yeah. But if he does that, it should be on youtube.com/cultaholic/live.
That's right, but that's Adam Pacitti, our leader. What about yourself, Ross? What do you have for us this weekend?
I'll be on the Twitch doing the FIFA-licious for you, baby. It's 6 p.m. GMT Friday evening, which is in the past. I realise now as we're sat here as the podcast goes live. I'll be back on Sunday morning doing that, though, because I like to get out the house, get out the flat and do something with me day instead of just sitting there in my own bed, crying in my own piss. And I'll be back on Monday doing the WTF moments for the Rumble of 2021.
Woohoo! What about yourself, Jack?
On Wednesdays, myself and Owen, we take the reins of Cultaholic FC on Twitch. And we were top of the league. We're now about 6th. We're still in the playoffs, but it's not going very well. Can we halt this fall? Can we get good again? Tune in and find out.
God, I hope so.
Oh, bloody hell, me too. Maffew, what have you got?
Good times. I'll be doing the stream on Saturday, the usual time of 6 p.m. GMT. See, obviously the usual faces there as I talk crap, hours upon end. And hopefully not conflicting with any of the cultaholic people, as what happened last week. Sorry about that. And were you about to say something, Jack? Or were you just breathing loudly?
No, you know what as well, actually? Me and Sam are going to be doing a podcast appearance for someone who has watched us for a long time, Charlie, who is a rugby player. I can't remember which team he's at the minute currently, but he's a professional rugby player. And we'll be on his podcast this Friday, so I'll let everyone know when and where that gets, posted about if anybody's interested, because he's going to ask me and Sam some things about our careers and that. I feel like Sam's quite a big fan of his because Sam likes the rugby, so I think that's how this has happened.
Cool. And he's going to ask you how you got started with walk culture and how you found yourself here, and you can ask him what a try is. Or
I used to play rugby at school, Maffew. Come on.
Okay.
Aye. I was on the B team. I was on the B team. Very average.
Awesome. I'm very happy for you, Jack.
For what? What's he doing? Is he trying to... Ross, what's he doing?
I don't know where that came from.
I wasn't supposed to sound condescending. I just couldn't think of
Yes, of course it was. Of course it was. Right, I've done it now. I've given you what you want.
I'm out of energy. We need 3 hours.
I've done it. I've given
2
you
hours, 40 minutes.
You've made me angry now and you've done it. Well done. This is what you were looking for ever since the Reese's Pieces segment because you got bored and now you've done it. Well done, Maffew. End the podcast. I'm done.
No. Well, people going, why are you picking on Jack all the time? On
No, they
Twitch
don't.
again?
They go long,
They do.
long,
They
long.
bloody do.
Someone on Twitter did over the weekend, didn't they? I saw that tweet.
Really?
Stop bullying Jack, they said to you. You were like, sorry, no, can't do.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They said, please don't. I went,
Oh, dear.
Good times. Well, we all three like each other, and we hope people watching home like each other too. If you like us that bit more, you can send us a little letter. Let us know what you think or some questions about life to mailbag@cultaholic.com. And if you want to endorse, sponsor, or give Maffew the vote for any of those fantastic picks to the Hall of Fame, but mine especially, go to patreon.com/Cultaholic. But for now, we will leave you until next week for more talking of bollocks and all the other things that we usually say on the show. We're going to end it by putting our fist towards the camera very slowly like that for added effect. At the count of 3, say the ending line. 1, 2, 3. Join us.
Join us.
Wagga, 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 wagga.